All right, here we are. So, welcome back, everyone, to our third episode of Kingmaker with kobolds and other creatures as well. That being said, I think it is due time, after all that BS I had to deal with last week, to just get back in with a little bit of a recap. Who wants to do it this week for your extra hero point? Any takers?
I was
think I
last
can-
week.
I think I can do that. So can I go ahead?
Yeah, go for it.
Alright. So last week, we left. The week before we left. Well, not the week before, but the session before last session, we left off at about to fight a frost giant. Fortunately, however, last session, with some quick thinking and some diplomatic panache by our friendly resident champion bird, we were able to get by without a fight and with a new friend, potentially. We let the frost giant go because he was injured after healing him up a little bit, and he waited at the gates for when they opened so that he could escape. For us, however, we continued on into the main hall where we discovered a bunch of guards, and we were able to, since we cleared out the east wing, I believe, that left only the west wing, which had been overtaken by a fire. So we were tasked with entering to save Lady Aldori and anyone else we can, as well as clearing out the smoke. In order to do that, we broke some windows on our way and got hit by the backdraft of flames occasionally. But we also fortunately found an altar to a goddess. I can't remember which. Was it Sheila? Either way, it provided a safe space for us to take a long rest before we were able to finally find perhaps not the culprits of this attack, but some of the stronger mercenaries involved. And after a brutal fight, we managed to overcome them and help Lady Aldori get out of a little bit of a sticky situation, it seemed. And now we leave off just at the cusp of on the next day of receiving our charters that we were meant to be here for after that bit of a sideshow of a mercenary attack.
So, as you guys had gained your charters, your writs of, support from Lady Aldori and from all of Brevoy, essentially, you saw the others who also got their charters, Megarvarn and Estrelev. They were going to different regions, but yours was to be in the central Stolen Lands, an area called the Green Belt, where some sort of bandit lord has taken control of the region and bandits are running amok there. And with this in mind, you guys, I assume, are getting yourselves ready to start heading out. I do have one tiny issue. Something that I thought was here is not. The one scene I need, everything else is here. Let me see about that. Otherwise, though, you guys do have a lot of funds as well, sort of a lot of gold gained from what you did there. You could decide to buy a few extra things and go through that. Easiest way to do so is through the Compendium browser, getting you some new gear, maybe runes, stuff like that. Anything is accessible to you here, within, of course, your monetary limits.
Can I have runes moved?
Yes, you can do so as well. There's plenty of magical crafters in the city here to do it for you. 10% of the cost of the rune itself. You'll experience a reload here. Just a second as I am updating something here.
How do I tell if something has a striking or a... What's the other rune?
A +1?
Because I know one rune increases the attack roll, the other the damage roll. How do I tell the difference?
That is... So a +1 is something that increases the attack roll, and the striking is what increases the...
Oh. Okay, so I have
Yeah.
2 things with +1. Time to find that in the compendium.
Hmm? Now, I think that I've got my thing that I needed.
So we have 2 +1 weapons, right?
You have a few in the party inventory, yeah.
Somebody might have some as well in their inventory. I don't
Okay, so
remember.
weapon potency. It costs 35 gold, and so you said a tenth of that to move it over?
Yeah, a tenth. So easy way to do it is the same amount in silver pieces.
Oh,
So-
so 35 silver. So you said we got coinage. I assume that was given to a different party member.
It is
Uh,
in the
Then
party
party
inventory.
inventory. Yeah.
Okay, cool, because I need a small loan.
Well, I think everybody can take 40 gold from that.
Yeah, I can distribute it if you guys like.
I would certainly be okay
Please
with
do.
that.
We also have the wages. Don't we still have the wages that
Nope.
nobody stole untouched?
Parents put them back,
Hmm.
especially
Okay.
because there were some very pointed statements about honesty and whatnot.
Speaking of which, I think I received 40 gold before it was auto distributed, so I'm now at 42 gold.
Yeah, I just now distributed it automatically, and it will show up in your inventory, so you don't need to change anything there.
Oh, it converted to platinum. That's why I don't see it. Okay,
Yeah.
so I want to move 2 runes from the Dagger and Great Axe to my Montbelay and Main Gosh.
Okay,
So that's going to be 7 gold.
exactly.
Since it's
Oh,
cheap, I
okay.
might as well just grab every single formula at level 1 from level 1, huh?
Well, if you already had 2 weapons with you that had the +1s, then I guess I can totally take one of the runes from the Mace of the Longsword.
Oh yeah, those are all yours. I held on to these. I don't know why I held on to them. I could just put
Sorry for this 6 second. I have to
With
do
inventory.
something, and it'll pull people annoyingly. So,
So
second
in that
it's
case, I'm
back.
also gonna steal one of the runes
There
from
we
the
go.
weapons in the party inventory.
Yeah, isn't enough. You guys have quite a few +1 runes, like all this, that +1 mace, +1 dagger. Tracker's goggles nobody's using, it seems.
I might use those if nobody else wants them. I was gonna ask. I should be doing my character voice. If none of you mind. May I use these tracker's goggles?
They should go to whoever is best suited for it, which I would say is most likely you.
You're a tracker?
A little bit. I'll admit I'm rusty, but I remember the basics.
On that note, the cloak that I've been carrying around, while stylish, doesn't really help me all that much. It would probably be better on you.
The what?
The coyote cloak. You know, the fur coat I picked up.
Oh, coyote cloak. Okay. Oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
It's pretty
that's
nice.
great. I can take both of these. Like, you guys are okay with that?
By all means, you're the tracker. I'm just
Oh,
the
fun.
guy who.
Now I need to
goes
invest in
to-
wisdom.
As long as you don't get us lost going somewhere, then sure.
Sorry, that came out. Oh, don't worry. I know enough of what I'm doing. Besides, what's an adventure without a few misdirections?
I think 2 of you are still stuck on another scene, so I'm gonna move us around a little bit to make sure that's not happening.
Yeah, I was still in the manor.
So this will move you here. I see Eags and Nyx are still... Oh wait, no, there we go. Now everyone's in sync. I'm gonna move you right back to the old scene.
Oh, nice.
So what sort of supplies should we get before we leave?
Probably make sure that we're stocked up on food and drink.
Yeah, have your bedrolls and a map would be good.
Maybe a compass.
You see Jumanji Aldori sort of come up as you guys are figuring this thing out at the table, sort of like maybe meeting back up here every so often when you're going out to buy things. I do have a map of the Stolen Lands for you. It's been, well, tracked many times over, so it's not an unknown place. Still, though, you'll be having to reconnoiter through wherever you go to make sure that nothing new or unseemly is on your, well, burgeoning kingdom's lands. And with that, I was just about finishing up setting up your world map here. Give me a moment to do that.
Would anybody like to contribute to a small fund for an item we could probably use?
What kind of item, little magic man?
A bag of holding.
Oh, that sounds delightful.
It's
All right.
one of the thingamajigs that let us carry whatever we want, isn't it?
I think it'll be helpful for traveling around the wilderness. That'll be 15 gold from each of you.
Eesh.
Well, I'll certainly contribute to this. That's for sure.
Well,
And
seems
I
like you're
need
waiting
to pass
enough
over
time.
15.
35 gold. I might as well.
No, 15. I just need 15 from each of you.
15.
About 15 in party inventory.
Might as well. Sure. Have some spending money.
I put in 15
don't
as
use it
well.
as candy or anything.
Somebody just took 15 out of there.
Yeah, please. Yeah, do mark like who's giving what in the chat just to make it easier. Probably don't want to lose any money.
I think it's not tracking very well.
How do you mean?
Like, I'm adding, like, we have 4 people that say that, 5 people that say they added money, but the party inventory says 45 on it still.
It should be tracking just fine if everyone's putting their money in. Who has verifiably put their money in so far?
I definitely have.
I definitely have.
Oh, I am. It's my fault.
Oh my
Probably.
goodness.
I think I accidentally gave myself more gold. Oops.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay, so we're just missing. Well, it should be everybody.
Should be.
I need to get some tools before we leave.
Tools of what sort?
Tools for tailoring. Obviously, I'll need that on the road.
Easy enough to find.
I just got to figure out what they're called.
By the end of the
I'm
shopping
guessing
trip,
just
you see,
artisan's tools.
Yeah, just artisan's tools, and then you give them a little bit of a like a parentheses that says these are tailor's tools.
Okay, I'm removing all the gold from the party inventory to buy a bag of holding type 1, but there
Alright.
still isn't enough.
I think I
Every-
might have accidentally not given any, so I'll just add.
Sure. We'll say that since there are 5 of you, each giving 15 would be enough to get you to 75, if I'm remembering my math right.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
So, yeah, you should be good. So you can delete that 75 there in the party. And now, with your snazzy new bag of holding, you can carry up to 25 bulk worth of stuff in your party inventory.
by the end of the trip, you'll see a little kobold carrying a veritable mountain of formulae.
So, what I like to
3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 new formulae to play.
And as the other sort of adventurers head off on their own, seemingly to their own directions, their own adventures, you may see them again. But for now, Lady Jamandi makes her exit, and you guys, what I want you to do right now is move your tokens to the door to the south if you are done shopping. That'll signify as such. The arm is ready to go. Looks like everyone except Kiba, who is a little bit over encumbered there.
Yep. Just working on shuffling some stuff around. So if we have that bag, then I can start moving some tools over there.
Oh yeah, you can easily throw things in the party inventory.
Actually, we should probably remove some of the weapons we're not going to be wanting anymore, like the studded leather armor in there.
Oh yeah, I will give you guys a sale box to throw all your junk into that will then be sold.
Love it.
Easy way to do it.
Nice.
So there's the sale box, just need to configure ownership. Owner, everyone. And there it is, in your sort of, oh wait, it's under companions, we know what, there we go. Yeah, just throw all your junk into the sale box.
I'm going to say that once these runes have been removed, we really don't need to carry extra weapons for the time being.
Yeah.
Alright. So that's like 8 gold, 40, or 4 silver. I will sell that to be 4 gold, 2 silver. Oh well, now we have a little bit extra there. Great axe.
Sorry.
No problem. 1060 is going to be 5 gold, 3 silver.
And I figure you can just distribute that to everybody or however you want to do it.
I'll leave that in the party inventory since it's such a small amount there.
Okay. Group funds.
A little bit of a commune, but anyway. As you guys get yourselves set up, Kiba still a little bit straggling. Sorry if I'm rushing you, but...
I think I'm good now, actually.
Alright, so as Kiba sort of catches up to everyone on the edge of Brevoy here, you see the golden expanse of hills and the road that sort of cuts through them beyond you here. I'm going to move you guys out to a new map. If we are not lagging, which I think we might be.
Yeah, I think there's some lag going on here.
Looks like it.
I still see mouses moving around, so...
Yeah, it's sort of strange because it's not, let me try to activate it. Oh, there it goes. It may have just gotten stuck on something. But, as we get here, you'll find that you see a map before each of you. A large stretch out to everything. I know there's tokens or areas down here that are a little bit more gray. You're supposed to be able to see them because these lands have been explored. But what actually lies within these untamed fog of war lands here, that is up for you to decide. So it'll bring us out on the stream as well to see the stolen lands themselves. All of this is yours to explore.
Well, that's a very large area.
It certainly
It's
is.
also awfully rectangular. Quite a United States-esque territory marking.
Anyway, as you guys start here, you'll notice there's a little tiny town right next to your token here. This is the party token. It'll represent your movement across the map. Once we get some art for it, we'll adjust it. For right now, it's just a little token. And you are starting in Brevoy. Reveal that there. So,
Which way to go?
what you'll notice is that there is a road. One of the only roads that's going to even be on the outskirts of the lands here. It from what you know, is what will lead you to Oleg's trading post, what Lady Jamandi recommended you go to first to get your bearings in the region and to help out the poor owners of it who have been, well, accosted by bandits. All that's left is for you guys to make your way there.
I agree. Let's follow the road and go to this trading post.
It would be wise to make friends if we're going to be making some sort of town in here, especially a trading post.
And besides, if there's bandits, we want to put them in their place before they become a problem.
So,
Making friends would be absolutely wise. Don't worry, I can certainly help with that.
I could probably put in a good word for us with the proprietor of the trading post. Maybe cut us a good few deals.
Need to know where our opposition is if we want to get rid of them.
with you guys considering how you will go forward here, it's time for me to tell you about the exploration rules, or the activities that you'll be taking part in. Essentially, there are two big things that the whole party does together. It is one to travel, one to reconnoiter. Traveling is what you think it is, traveling across each of these hexes here. Certain hexes with certain terrain types cost more to travel through. Reconnoitering, on the other hand, is what you will do when you encounter hexes you don't know a lot about, which will be these ones in the south here, these more gray ones. Sort of fog of war representative there. It basically entails you not knowing what exactly is in that area. You reconnoiter to make sure that, oh, okay, there's someone's hut here, or there's some special other landmark in the region. And I will tell you that there are a lot of things to explore on this map, so reconnoitering any hex may lead to something. That being said, I do adjust the rules to give you double the movement and double the sort of like daily activities, essentially. So normally, in planes, it is at your speeds, which is 20 to 25, you will go basically through one hex to another in one day. With roads, that's doubled. So you could go essentially this far in one day. That's the base rules. I'm doubling that again to allow you to go another 2 hexes on roads in plains. We'll get to other stuff as you encounter those, but for now, you guys have a long way ahead of you, many miles to trek. And I assume you'll be taking the road.
Absolutely.
That sounds wise.
No need to make things harder for ourselves.
Yeah.
There'll be plenty of time to explore later.
With these regions already well known, you will not need to reconnoiter anything outside of Brevoy or in the hinterlands to the west here, mostly along the road there, but anything not, well, you might want to. And as we go through half the day here, sort of starting your journey in the morning, you reach a crossing here, sort of where the road bends in 2 different directions. One leading to the south into Dunsword, where you were told Megar Varn was heading. Here, there's a bit of a small hamlet, Nivactus Crossing. The major church is seemingly a Pharasmite church in the center of town, but it's a small hamlet, 150 people at most here. Is there anything you guys do in this small hamlet before moving on, or just heading out?
I'm gonna joke with the party. Hey, you guys want to go west?
We're already going west.
Well, we're not supposed to be going west anymore.
Trading outpost is down south, was it?
Yep.
I'm no good with any of this navigation stuff.
You'd be lost without me.
I was under the impression we're going quite a ways west.
Yeah,
See,
but we've gone as
honestly.
west as we need to go.
We need to
Now-
establish relationships first before we go wandering into somebody else's territory.
Shouldn't we establish ourselves first before going to someone else's territory?
Do any of you know on this map where we're supposed to be, like our land? Anyways, what part of this is supposed to be us?
As you guys have a look, you sort of put your heads together with what Lady Giovanni Aldori told you. And you could tell that to the south of Oleg's trading post is this region here, sort of wreathed by this river that goes south and then upwards again. This is the green belt. Rugged hills, and then much of it also covered by this extent of forest on the left. And that is essentially the lands that you're going to control, including the lands around the lake to the south there, deeper within. You have to figure out more about, well, who lives there, what lives there, and how you deal with it.
The lands around the lake, huh? Oh, that's giving me some ideas, that's for sure.
Those hills look promising to me. At the very least, we could probably find something in them.
Regardless, our destination is much further to the west than we are. This is not it.
All right. So, with that being said, I think you guys continue the rest of the day towards your destination.
Oh, I thought the trading post was down here.
Oh, it is
already
right here.
taking us the wrong way. Very trustworthy tracker here.
It is
Oh,
over
we're going
here,
there,
to the
but
west.
I misheard. So we're going to the west.
What I think I want to do is change your permissions to allow you to draw on the map. That might make things a little bit easier.
That would be interesting. We can make personal notes.
Yes, very personal notes.
I thought the trading post was down here.
Oh yeah, that's where Mager Varn went into Dunsword for his little hold. Alright, I'm back in. And you guys should have permissions. Yes, there we are.
New text. What a great place.
Good results.
But before you guys... Sorry, go ahead.
This is it, right? The river bends here. That means this is the green crescent or whatever it was called.
The green belt.
The green belt. This is it, isn't it? Your arm refers to where the party is right now.
And it's allegedly full of bandits, so look forward to that, I guess.
I mean, with us here, it's probably one group of bandits richer, am I right?
Or a few.
And also, in this sort of northern region, these are called the Rustland Hinterlands. You'll notice that the hills get a lot more deeper to the south. That's more proper greenbelt, including the forest to the west. So, it's still sort of in the gray area between the wilds and civilization. Oleg's being the last stop, essentially. So, one thing you guys do notice as you guys get here, you arrive at the Crooked Falls, something that was marked on your map. It's pretty notable in its location, and it might make a good spot to make your rest here. So I actually had that for Oleg's. There we go. This is the Crooked Falls.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah, so I'm going to move you guys to a new scene as dusk wanes. There we are. It will be black, as I am placing down your tokens.
But exploration hustle seems to finally have a use.
Mm-hmm. Guys arrive here. You find ahead of you is a pretty sizable waterfall, sort of crooked, and like the name, sort of veers to the left as it goes further into, well, what will be the Shrike River, that sort of river that bounds the Greenbelt to the south. See anything of particular danger here? Might be a good place to rest.
You all look pretty tired. Think we should rest here for the day.
This
After
looks like
walking all
as
the-
good a spot as any.
I'm not one for trying to run through the dark at night. Oh wait.
Oh, well, then you must have had a very boring childhood.
We've been going all day, just let me rest a little bit. Ugh.
If you also have any energy left in you and you're not quite ready for sleep yet, I could entertain you a bit.
I didn't realize it took energy to be entertained.
No, no, not like that. It's not like I'm asking you to dance or anything. No, I was actually suggesting perhaps I could play a bit of music for you.
A little ditty, are you?
I'm quite skilled with the lute.
I'm surprised to hear that. I didn't take you for the type, honestly.
Really? You must not know very much about Shellan worshippers.
Admittedly, religion is something that's way over my head.
Don't mind me. I'm just assuming that you guys brought a campfire with you and other camp supplies.
Definitely did.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah,
we sure did.
Yeah, I remember all that.
Gas more or less did. Got himself a flint and steel and an actual tent to sleep in.
Oh yeah. There we go.
Corvus,
Mhm.
may I just have a short walk around camp and make a survival check to see if I can find any tracks?
Sure.
Wait, should that have been blind?
Probably yes. So that's your free mulligan for that natural one.
Thank you.
All right. So as you do take the time to look around the camp and make sure that you're not being followed or anything dangerous is in the area, Giraffe, you do get the distinct feeling that there are some patterings of quite a few animals, wild animals, what you would expect out in this region. As to what they are, that'd be more a nature check as you find these tracks.
May I make such a check? I'll do it blind.
Certainly can.
Oh, +0. Perfect.
You're able to tell these are probably boar hooves. Maybe a small sort of family of boars, or one or two even, is around. You think, yeah, it's mating season for them too, so might be pretty angry.
That's interesting. Well, I'm gonna keep that to myself unless it becomes relevant. Definitely won't have to fight any boars today, no sir.
So, is there anything else anybody does for the night before camping?
Yorm offers Gaz his daily fix of flay leaf.
Which Gas thankfully, gracefully accepts.
You don't have to smoke it right away. It'll disassemble itself in about 6 seconds or so.
I have no idea how your stuff works, but I'm still honestly impressed. Honestly, you should sell that stuff to people. Probably make a pretty penny.
Well, I'm selling it to you, aren't I? Of course, you'll be willing to help me with some favors in the future with
Of
all this
course, I'll
goodwill.
Put it on my tab as per usual.
How high is this tab?
Perhaps high enough to run a country, to buy a kingdom.
Oh my.
That's a problem for later. How about we have a rousing round of card games? Gaz pulls out a rather used-looking set of cards.
Oh, are those tarot? I've never heard of using divinations as a form of a game.
They're not for the writing. They're for actual playing.
I think I'm gonna pass. I'd rather pass out.
Yeah,
been a
I'm
long
giving
day.
it back myself.
Your loss, I suppose.
Say, should we keep watch or anything? Isn't that what travelers do?
Keep watch?
What if there's trouble or something?
Do you mean the bandits are gonna accost us at the border of our new territory?
It's
I mean,
always
bandit-ridden territory.
We certainly have nice how do you do, but I'm convinced that they would be bold enough to pull that.
If it makes you feel better, I'd be willing to keep first watch.
What do you mean by what? What do we do with watch?
You stay up. You make sure the fire stays low. And you just make sure there's nobody stalking us. It's not hard, it's just kind of boring sometimes.
Make sure the fire stays low.
Like, it's still lit, but it doesn't go out.
How do you do that?
You add fuel occasionally, but only when it gets real dim.
Kiba, you need to read some more books about this kind of stuff. That's how I heard about it. Or read about it.
So, I do 2 watches. Who does the first?
That would be Giraffe.
All right. So, with the rest of you battening down and sleeping under the stars in what is supposed to be close enough to your own lands. Giraffe, roll me a perception check. Blind, of
Oh,
course.
fun. Blind. That felt like a nat 20.
As you're sitting in the night, you don't notice anything particularly interesting. You see sort of some of the leaves sort of falling a bit here. Otherwise, though, nothing of note. And as you're going to get up for, well, getting somebody else onto the watch, who do you go to?
I'm gonna poke at Parent. Hey, Runt. Runt. Parent.
Parent is asleep. He's suddenly snoring.
That sounds like a fake snore.
Yes, you're right.
If you don't want to take the next watch, just say something.
Get the bird. And he does another big fake snore.
Okay, Giraffe goes to Kiba. Hey, Kiba,
Huh? What?
there's a knoll outside. It's me.
Is it my turn?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I went to Parent first, but he didn't seem very eager.
Parent snores very loudly when you say that.
See what I
Oh,
mean?
he's had a very long day. He must be very tired. Understandable.
Especially with those little legs of his. I should have guessed.
Well, if any of you can do this, certainly I can. It shouldn't be too
it's
hard.
easy.
So, with Giraffe going to sleep and Kiba waking and watching in the night, I do need another perception check from you.
Here we go. Let's see how bored Kiba gets.
He's gonna fall asleep, isn't he?
Is this hidden?
It is, yes. Okay. So, as you are keeping watch, Kiba, you start to hear something. Something like a snarl or a snore or something. You, for a moment, think it was Parents, but something's out there. You're not sure what it is. You can't really pierce the darkness that easily. It's hard to see into black and white. Something's out there.
Was told to watch.
Oh no.
I will stand guard and continue to watch
Okay. So
and
as you
listen.
stand in the small embers of the fire near you, you begin to see some shape sort of shifting in the darkness there. And again, it's this sort of squeal or snore or something very nasally as a large beast approaches quite close to the camp before you maybe think to wake up your allies.
Yeah, I go for Giraffe first. Hey, Giraffe, there's something here.
Hmm? What?
Get up, there's something here.
Giraffe gets up.
I think it's some kind of a monster.
And as you guys are beginning to panic, sort of raising your voices, your allies can hear you and start getting up themselves, but this voice, this animalistic squealing gets louder. Giraffe, you recognize that as probably the boar that was making those traps. Or, not traps, but tracks. However, seems you guys found yourself on a boar mating ground. Another one,
Oh,
from the
no.
north, also wants to approach, seemingly attracted by the noises the other is making. And with you guys in the way of their mating, they don't seem too happy. I need initiatives.
Those are some interesting window
I assume
dressings
this is
for
gonna
the
be
fight.
perception.
Yes, perception only for this one. There's, and let's do some combat music here.
Heck.
So, as you guys prepare yourselves, getting into form here, Yarm, only one who needs to roll a perception here. Oh, wait, you made a check?
Oh,
I'll make
yeah.
that initiative. There we go.
Oh, yeah. Oops.
Seems like these boars have the initiative on you guys, just getting up in the camp there, getting your weapons ready, but not quick enough for them to start charging, or prevent them from starting to charge. So it's going to do that. It's going to do a boar charge towards, as long as it goes how many feet? Right about there. So I am going to sort of like shunt you guys into correct things, but as it charges alongside you, Giraffe, it's gonna try and hit you with its tusks, pounding the earth as it comes forward. Sorry?
Nothing.
It does roll a natural 1. As it sort of stumbles a little bit headstrong, getting to you. It will try one multiple attack penalty here. Attack, which will actually hit because of that. Even without the board charge, which shouldn't have been implied, it will deal 15 points of damage to you, Giraffe, as it slams into you.
And Kiba calls out a quick prayer and says, "Halt, you monster!"
All right, it sort of
Weapons of redemption.
pulls back a bit. It will be enfeebled, though you get some of that HP back there. 2 plus your level, which is 3 HP back, Giraffe.
Nice.
That'll be the end
I'm
of its
still alive.
turn as it reconsiders its choices in life, perhaps. This one is going to rush across, wanting to do a charge. It has to go 20 feet. It goes for Kiba with this charge.
It's a boar, hardly what I'd call a monster.
However, Kiba, you are prepared, even with its sort of extra oomph from the charge.
I
you're
was
able to
on
sort of-
watch. I'm armored.
Yeah, like you have everything prepared, and you are able to sort of use your armor to deflect its blow. You'll miss that strike and go for a second. This one, however, just barely hits you. We'll be taking 12 damage from this strike. Oh, that is all of their turns. We go to Giraffe.
Oh boy, my turn. I'm going to target the boar that dared to strike me, and I'm going to use a double slice. Strike my Mombale and Mangosh, and then I'm going to parry.
Okay. That is a very good strike, but not a crit. Second strike is a hit as well, so both of them slicing in. And good chunks out of this boar, 10 and 6. Though these things are pretty ornery. They can push on.
And parry to raise my AC.
Mm-hmm. Putting yourself in a defensive position. We go to Yarm.
Yeah. You were supposed to be keeping watch. Why didn't you wake us up?
I did.
Yarm has already pulled out a ball of lightning and attempts to toss it against the boar right before him.
All right. Slinging a bomb towards the boar. Unfortunately, not a hit there, but do remember we have hero points, so if you want to use them.
Well, might as well. And a bomb left, of course, so I know it doesn't hit anyone.
Good for an easier shot, but not so. Unfortunately, it is going to miss. It does splash 1 damage onto it, though. As you can select corners for the splash, remember?
Yeah.
So it'd be like that. Either way, that'll be... How much for you? I think you might have one more action.
I started it with it pulled out, so that was only 1 action, I believe.
Oh, yeah, so you got 2.
Yeah. Alright. So, I know that tail... I'm not sure if we talked about this before, but the tail toxin action, is that... are you going to waive the requirement to be holding the weapon itself to use it? Or can I
Yeah.
apply it to someone else?
Yeah, as long
Okay.
as the allies is poison and slashing, yeah, you certainly can.
Still groggy, Yarm forgoes his regular poisons and just his tail splits open ever so slightly and Kiba, you glaive. And Yarm applies
Yes.
a dose of tail toxin to it. And then Yarm also pulls out one of his more traditional poisons and holds it in one of his hands, and that's it for his turn.
Alrighty, so next strike with that weapon before the end of the turn hits and deals damage. You deal persistent damage equal to your level, which is 1 at this point, but hey, every little bit matters. So, Kiba, with that toxin on your glaive, what do you do?
Well, first things first, I'm gonna spend my first action to recover. There we go.
Six HP, restoring your health.
I'm targeted. Good. Heal. Do it. All right. Where's my spell effect? There it is. So, by the rules. So, if I was to get into, say, a position down below this boar,
Mm-hmm.
so I would be away from the bonfire.
You would.
Would something like that hinder my ability to target the boar?
There's still enough light around the boar itself for you to strike it.
Okay. In that case, I will do that and try to take advantage of positioning here.
For sure.
Get that target rolling again. And get my glaive going. It's +1 now. Yes. Love it. 14 with plus bonuses?
Well, yeah, still with the bonus of flank applying, that is not enough to get a strike in on them.
Well,
Pretty
I'm gonna hero this.
Okay.
There we go. Reroll and keep the new result. Is that it, or is it the better?
It's reroll using a hero point.
Hero point. There it is.
That is a much better roll, 17. Because they are flanked, this is a hit, so roll the damage.
Wow. All right.
So slide quickly to the side. Yarm may be able to distract it for a moment. That is going to be 10 damage to the boar to cut into its side. Still holds up though.
So it's got some kind of tail toxin effect?
Yes.
It's a persistent damage. Just one, but
There we are. 1 persistent poison damage applied to the boar, as a bit of that starts to eke into its wounds. I think that's you, Kiba. Yes.
Yep, that's 3 actions. I'm good.
Well, with the noise of the combat like erupting around him, Gas sort of groggily gets up and like loudly like, curses. A black Sovereign's eyes. What's with all the ruckus? Before he quickly realizes the situation, grabs his weapon off the ground and gets everything into motion.
Alright.
With that, he's going to immediately start with an overdrive.
Overdrive attempting to activate. Let's see that crafting. You are able to get these gears into form and get some oomph behind your punches there.
Still sort of groggy, but more awake now. He moves himself around the boar to help with his strikes as well.
Alrighty.
And finally, he's just going to shoot one of his arms forwards and have the machine more or less imitate him as his equipment also strikes.
Sure. That is going to be a hit. Roll the damage. So this hydraulic punch forward against this boar, who's already been wounded by Giraffe, it's pretty battered. Not done yet, as we go to Parenth.
With all this noise, Parenth is going to stick his head out of the tent he was sleeping in and kind of take a second to observe what's going on. And I have a question. So with the grease spell, I can put down 4 contiguous squares. Can one of those be diagonal, or do they have to be touching on a long border?
It does have to be contiguous, because if all the grease is together, if it went up like a corner, it wouldn't be together, the grease.
That is fair. Unfortunately, they're just a little bit too far apart to hit both of them. So, he is going to grab some of the embers from the campfire and launch them at the boar between Giraffe and Gas.
Alrighty.
Better not cinch my fur.
Picking that up, slinging it across there. That'll be a definite hit. As 6 more damage is applied to it, it's barely holding on, but still pushing forward.
And with these boars here, Parenth is going to protect himself a little bit, just in case.
Okay.
Try to take these out fast.
As we get back to this boar, who's just barely surviving, it is going to turn around, sort of like buck at Gaz.
I assume that doesn't count as movement.
No, it's still staying in the same spot and sort of kicking its hind legs back. For the purpose of it, though, still uses its tusk attack, which will miss because it is weakened by that glimpse of redemption. Still wants to be a little bit more docile, sort of wants to believe in some sort of redemption for its actions. This, however,
Think about
No.
poor Jesus.
is going to be much worse.
That's a nat 20.
Nat 20 against Giraffe as it slams its horns right against you again,
Come on.
breaks through your parry, you go down.
Come on.
Too far for me to interrupt.
That's something else to consider as a champion. But yeah,
It's hard.
to go down from a critical hit, Giraffe, that is going to be dying 2 instead of dying 1. Its third action will be to reunite with its, lover there, as that'll be the end of its turn. Then, we go to this one, who is going to do much the same. Buck at Yarm and strike at Kiba. So first strike against Yarm will hit, just barely.
oh,
Oh, 10 damage to Yarm. However, this
Interrupting
time
that one?
will be quite interrupted. You'll only take 7 damage from that instead. rears back around. Kiba,
Enfeebled, of course.
the one thing about Lay on Hands is that you have to put it on an ally to get the AC bonus.
Forgot about that.
So, that being said, they are attacking with multiple attack penalty. They strike out trying to hit you. They miss as you deflect with the glaive. This one's also going to sort of readjust itself here, as third action attacks are usually not that good. Giraffe, though, you would have moved in the turn order. I'm not sure why you didn't. So there we go. It is not your turn. That boar also
Why?
took 1 poison damage.
Keep the boars away from me. They'll eat corpses.
It does fail to get rid of the poison. Ignore this extra roll of poison. Already? Yeah, okay, ignore it. Good. Yarm, your turn.
Wonderful. Ow. Not the best way to wake up. Yarm skips over and falls into the darkness next to Kiba, and applies the transcendent poison he already has pulled out onto Kiba's glaive.
All right.
Thank you.
And finally, he had a Dread Ampule in his hand at the start of the fight. So he's going to go ahead and he's going to aim for this fellow again.
Go for it.
And he shoots in the this corner to get both the boar and the other boar, both boars.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, going to be a miss.
That's right.
Huh.
Splash damage or something.
Still some splash. However, this one is still... It was at 2 health, now it's at 1. Still alive.
That's it for
Okay.
Yarm's turn.
Poison is applied to Kiba. Kiba, let's see how you use it.
Okay. Well, I don't see myself getting a really good flanking bonus with the sleeping guy.
Not really.
So I'm just gonna do what I can and let's see. Well, if I'm poisoned, I don't want to attack the near death guy first. So my first attack is gonna be against the top one that already has the other poison on him. Kind of stack them, see if maybe we can oh boy. I don't like this. It's dangerous. So, action, glaive, here we go. Come on. Get a good swing at the far one.
It will hit.
18. Oh my god.
Slicing the glaive towards them, poison applied to it. They get even further poisoned from that. So 7 damage there, and it's going to roll its fortitude save against it. Unfortunately, rolled very high for it. These are boars. They're going to be pretty tough.
Okay. Doing a follow-up attack for the lower one.
Near death.
Hopefully I roll really, really freaking well on this one. Come on, big money.
15 on the dice.
17.
Unfortunately, is missing by 1.
Oh my gosh.
Just not enough. As it
Oh my gosh.
swings back around.
Wow. Let me I'm gonna need to reposition slightly with my last action then.
Okay.
I think that, let's see. This is a good position.
All right. Holding yourself there, watching for your allies. Gaz, we go to you.
Giraffe? Ah, god dang it. Kobold just trudges over between Kiba and Giraffe, pulls out the healing potion, and just uses it on his downed companion.
Sure.
Let me roll. Ugh.
Healing potion. I mean, well, it is enough.
Wakey,
Yeah, I forgot.
wakey.
Giraffe could have died if you didn't done that. Forgot.
So Giraffe, give yourself that 2 HP there. and remove your dying values, but give yourself 1 wound. Anything else, guys?
How many actions was it? 2, am I right?
No,
You would have
you
pulled it out,
didn't you?
Yeah, I had to pull it out.
walk up,
Unfortunately.
and then administer. Yeah, unfortunately, potions
well.
are, well, they're pretty action economy intensive in combat. Either way, it
Good news.
keeps
Ah,
Giraffe up.
Look at
Parent.
bears. Boars.
I'm
Reese.
guessing Greece.
Assuming.
A line straight down.
Okay, so as you unleash the grease, sort of like gouting it over, it sort of burns with the fire somewhat, but it doesn't have that interaction generally. Probably best for Giraffe.
They're gonna frying these boars. I know I am.
They're both gonna roll. One of them does quite well, the other fails though. So that is the one at the top here, falling prone. Slips up on it. Anything else?
Yeah, Parenth is gonna get out of his tent. He's gonna move away.
Okay. As you scamper out, Giraffe whispering in your ear, Giraffe, we go to you.
Okay, Giraffe's very angry. He's gonna double strike against this top boar.
You remember you have a penalty while you're prone.
Oh shoot, so he's gonna use 1 action to get up.
There we are.
Now he's gonna make a double strike.
Have your weapons in hand and slice down on this boar who has been knocked prone. That might make the difference.
Do I need to add a bonus?
No. They are already affected, so go for the strike. First attack does hit because they are prone. Second attack crits because they are prone. Otherwise, both of them actually would not have done what they did. So 5 and 14. As you strike in with the Membele and then come around with the main gauche, you sort of use one to sort of yank its head over to the side and stab in with the main gauche underneath, and it dies from that.
Stupid pig.
And,
You don't need to go gas that.
well,
Oi!
you think it would die from that.
Oh.
Turns out, boars have ferocity. As a reaction, they are instead keeping themselves at 1 HP, but at wounded 1, as it holds on to life dearly.
No.
Now we go to this one down here who is also at 1 HP. It's going to strike at Gaz.
It will need to make the grease save first.
So for the grease, unless they move, using a move action inside it, they don't have to make any save. Creature standing on the greaser, a spell.
Oh, you're right.
Then creatures using an action to move onto the greasy surface during the spell's duration must attempt it. So the one that's trying to stand would also have to make that save again because they're moving, using a move action on the grease, sort of moving up into it. Unless it crawled away, which then it wouldn't need to. Either way, it does go for striking its Gaz. And that's a crit.
Why?
I'm in danger.
These guys are rolling so damn well.
Corvus. The fudges are not funny anymore.
I shouldn't have board charge, but it still would have hit anyway with a crit. Yeah, 24 damage.
I'm very in danger.
Very much so, as
Repent, monster.
they're not going to
That's gonna help.
repent. They're going to be enfeebled a little bit more, but Gaz, you go down to dying too. Because it slams those tusks into you. It turns towards Kiba as you try to help them. Man, okay, that's another hit.
Yeah.
18 on the dice, 12 damage to Kiba.
Are you down?
I'm. Hold on.
I think you might be. Why did it?
Akiba just drops.
Yeah, Kiba.
No!
These boars are just fighting on and pushing through. As, oh, that was that one's turn. It's going to then turn and move off of the grease so it doesn't have to make the save and go towards Jarm, but that'll be its turn. Now we go to this one. It is going to try to stand up in the grease here since moving into the tent is a little bit too much for it. It's going to try a reflex. 13 on the dice, total of 18, I think, surpasses your spell DC.
Correct, it's 17.
Oh my
So
god.
they're able to get back up. They're going to strike at Giraffe.
No! No!
Oh god.
Oh
I
boy.
cannot roll low. That's a hit, and that's going to bring Giraffe down.
Looking forward to my next
Dice
character. He's
3.
gonna be awesome.
Yeah. These guys are rolling too well. As Giraffe, you go down to dying 3 because, well, no, you're at dying 2 because you only have 1 wound and you're only down from a regular hit.
Oh.
Second action, move up to Parent. Third, try to strike at Parent. Fucking still a good roll, a 16. Jeez,
For
okay.
our viewers, just like look up boars. Look up images of boars next to people. Keep in mind how big they are.
They're pretty tough, these things.
Intimidating, yes.
However,
Look,
Parent survives that.
This is an accurate representation of what boars are like in real life.
Yarn.
Oh,
These guys
boy.
seem to be able to pull themselves together when they are down to really low health, but they only have 1 reaction.
Hmm. Yarm is going to. By the way, has initiative updated for anyone who's been downed?
Yeah, I don't know why it's not doing it automatically. It does it from other games. Right, verify. But yeah, moves everyone up here, basically, except for Parent. Parent's
Oh
fine there.
boy. It's
Yarm.
unpleasant. Right. Well, Yarm is going to pop over to this side with
And
a
you roll
regular
reflex
stride.
save.
There is grease.
Oh, there is grease.
Definitely.
Wait, it's a straight line down, right?
Yes.
Yep, it's that red line you see there.
3. Yeah, sorry, apologies. That's Yarm is going to head this way
Mhm.
around.
Sure, you can just piecemeal it.
It's just. Oh, I just. Apologies, I'm just piecemealing it
Yeah, there we go.
this way. Yeah.
Easy enough.
And then Yarm is going to. Yarm is on the way there. He's already pulling out his alchemist's tools and he's quick alchemying up a minor elixir of life. And he's gonna pop one of those bad boys into Giraffe's mouth.
Okay, Giraffe. You awaken. You have 2 wounds now. If you are crit, you are dead.
I'm I'm freaking tired of these boars. How much do I heal?
Yeah, roll the healing.
Right, I need to do my infuse reagents because my familiar is not allowed to have that for some reason.
Yeah.
I'm going to take that feat. That makes it so I die at dying 5.
I think at this rate you need it.
It's not my fault the DM keeps rolling crits.
And apart from that, Yarm is going to stick a hand in his pocket and basically yank actually no, I don't have it.
You
Any
don't have an
habits left?
action, yeah, because of
apologies.
quick.
Yeah. Inventory stuff.
Either way, let's use this healing potion here. Giraffe, you heal for 4 HP, enough to get you up, at the very least. Parent.
Okay, I'm going to stand up.
Not your turn yet. Parent.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just so angry at these boars.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'm trying to think here.
So, you've seen they have a reaction when they are down, when they are put, like, below 0 HP, right? One of them has persistent damage that's going to put them to 0 HP. But you only have one reaction.
Every single time? Every single round?
Is it? Did I take the damage at the start or the end of the round?
At the end of their turn.
And they would get a reaction back at that point. Parents is gonna try to hit the one in front of him,
Okay.
and he's gonna do a telekinetic projectile at it. He grabs some sort of rubble nearby.
Sure. Sling that at them. That will be a hit. Roll the damage. To strike it, it does have to use its reaction for that ferocity and put itself back up to 1 HP. It is at 2 wounds. If it has enough wounds, it probably can't do this. It probably can't, push on. But
Okay.
What's a filleted boar?
Parent has one action left. He is going to strike with his claws.
okay. Hey,
Let's
Oh my
go!
Oh!
as you slice out with your claws, you are raking across them, and you're so angry that you're not gonna get killed by these boars, these creatures in front of you. You slice across their neck, and they can't sort of use their continual ferocity against that. They are finally actually dead. That one.
That is all of his actions.
So, Giraffe, your turn.
Tired of these boars. I'm going to use one action to get up again,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm going to throw my Kopesh. No, my Mumbale, I mean, at the spore.
Okay.
Tired of it.
Sling it along. That is definitely a hit. Shouldn't be using your strength, but even at the +7 of a range strike, that's still a hit. So, takes the
Can I
damage.
still use strength for the damage roll?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, then I'm going to use my last action to. Oh, this is a good question.
It uses his
probably just
reaction
gonna
to keep
parry.
up. Okay.
It did use its reaction to stay alive, correct?
Yes, it did.
Yeah,
There's 1 wound now. Kiba,
that is my turn.
unconscious. You were at dying 1, I believe. What was the circumstances of you going down? Was it a crit?
It was not a crit.
Okay, so you would be at dying 1 there. Make sure to add that with the little pips, and then roll the recovery check. So the DC for a recovery check is your dying value +10. So DC 11. You do get the DC 11. You are no longer dying, but you're still unconscious until you are healed.
Sweet.
Still unconscious. There we go. So, Gaz, same thing.
Oh, goody. Oh, god damn it.
That is a critical failure. But you have a hero
I have a
point.
hero point. Let me
Hero
just.
point, yeah.
So-
Oh my god.
So you don't need to re-roll the dying check. What you do with hero points, the other use of them, is to automatically stabilize after you roll a check for recovery. So you see that, then you can choose to just dump your hero points and then recover.
In that case, I will do just that.
I would hope so. So you're also no longer dying, but still unconscious. You go to the boar. Angered, enraged, it is going to try to come into the grease. It's going to make a reflex save. It fails pretty spectacularly as it slips up and falls there.
Sheriff, I love you.
Even on the floor, it's going to make a strike up at Giraffe here.
Don't you dare, you
Here comes the crit.
freaking creature.
9 on the dice.
Yeah, get out of here.
Because
Stupid.
of all of these effects that are going on, it wouldn't be an enfeebled 2. Maybe it would. Either way, It's prone, it's enfeebled, you're parrying, you deflect it. Just can't get a strike in. Yarm, your turn. Oh, and it takes 1 poison damage, so it has to use its reaction now to keep itself alive.
already-
Oh boy.
Oh, I see. Does it
Oh
only
wait,
have
no,
one
the other
reaction?
one. Actually, never mind. So, I was wrong. I was looking at... I don't know why it still
The
rolled
other
a
one.
persistent for the other one who's dead. This one doesn't use its reaction just yet. It still has it.
It already
Right.
used
In
its
that case-
reaction when I threw my Mumbala at it.
But it has had its turn, and you get them on your
okay,
turn.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your arm draws another dread and pool, and uses it to strike
Okay,
at this creature in the bottom left corner.
easy enough. Tossing that off will be a hit. Roll the damage.
Is the splash considered a second hit?
No, it's combined, as you see
Aw.
the 3 there.
Combined, yeah.
As the 1 splash, it takes the 1 damage, but it of course bounces back, takes another wound, but it is also frightened because of this cloudy mist of some screaming head coming out of that dread ampule.
It interferes with brain activity actively. But either way, this time, Yarm actually shoves a hand into his pocket to pull out, to pluck a fleshy organ off of his familiar. In practice, he's using a command to get it to use restorative familiar.
Okay. You just get to heal yourself, bolstering there, 2 HP.
Right, and that's it for Yarm's turn.
Arinth.
All right. There's a lot of stuff between me and this boy.
There is.
Parenth is going to stride to get a better view. Is there any penalty for attacking a prone enemy?
No. It's actually good to attack a prone enemy, even at range, as they are not considered sort of on their feet and active. It can be easier to strike.
Parenth picks up a few little rocks nearby and launches them at the thing.
And as you do, strikes into the side of it. Because of it having its turn? Wait, no. It used its reaction already because of the arm. That being said, you throw these pebbles and rocks at it. It was already sort of torn apart, barely holding on, but now it can't use its ferocity and finally falls to the ground dead. That being the end of that encounter with the wildlife of this place.
I don't know if we're. I don't know if we can do this campaign, guys.
You're one to talk. I'm gonna use a couple of healing potions. One on Gaz, one on Kiba.
Sure.
Oh, delightful.
Probably want Akiba first. I know, they're both unconscious, never mind. They're both stabilized.
Well, at least we get some free dinner.
Oh, geez, lessers.
Oh wait, shoot, that's what's in my inventory. Hold on. Ignore that. I'm gonna check the party inventory first.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a couple miners that'd probably be better for this situation.
Yeah, we have a couple.
Unless there's
miners.
more boers that are about to ambush us.
Yeah.
Please no.
So there's 2 miners. I'm gonna use them both.
Sure. 6 healing. And
And 3
gas.
healing.
When you do... Oh yeah, you did
One's
restore
me.
your lessers. Good.
Yeah.
Which one's me?
6.
Yeah. Restore 6.
Wow.
Who wants to help me cut up some boar?
You're not looking too good there.
I could
Oh
say
my
the same about
goodness.
you, Runt. That was a good show, though.
I can't believe we survived that.
What the hell? I hate this place. What did I leave my home for?
What were those monsters?
They were boars.
Not half as strong as a giraffe.
Wait. That was boar. The things we eat.
Yes,
Yes.
those were boars. They're wild
to meat from stone.
pigs.
Oh, the gods.
We almost got killed by bacon.
There's a boar god out there. I'm gonna punch him in the face.
I had no idea boars were capable of harming people.
I'm pretty familiar with hostile wildlife, but I've never seen anything to that level.
Speaking of, the XP you guys had started at after the Aldori Manor is 750. That was your total experience. This fight, I rolled a severe one, so that was 120 more experience there. So you should be at a total of 870. I want to mark that down.
How is XP leveling in Pathfinder compared to 5e? Is it good?
It's very good, because it's always 1000 XP to get to another level, based on the difficulty of the encounters, not the creatures themselves.
Oh, that's interesting.
Makes it a lot more freeform.
Did you give us
Wasn't it?
You give us a number? I think I
Last.
missed the number.
870 total
870,
now.
yeah.
That wasn't enough for a liver.
Poor creatures, aren't they? We've lost many a good kobold to them.
I may need to do a lot of praying and healing for people. This could take a couple hours.
Easy enough.
The next time
Giraffe's
we
gonna cut up the boars.
Mhm.
next time we have
cut up the
watches, I'm
board.
taking one just so I have armor on the next time we get ambushed.
But yes, with Kiba sitting down next to some of you that really need the healing, sort of going through each of you, able to lay on hands, restore your HP, Giraffe cutting up the boars, and well, at least having them roast on the fire. Something sweet smelling to wake up to in the morning, as daylight does shine through the rest of the night.
They deserve to be eaten for what they did.
Was our long rest interrupted, or
You can continue your long rest after that. It doesn't get like interrupted where you have to restart it. No.
Did Kiba heal everybody up with lay on hands?
That was the plan. It's gonna take a while, but if we have to take a couple like 2 extra hours of rest or whatever, I don't think it's the end of the world.
Yeah, no. It's easy enough.
All price to pay for boar jerky.
So, it does give you an opportunity to restore your spell slots and choose maybe different spells or different crafts for the day.
Nope.
Yarm is just gonna go ahead and just without asking, apply centipede poison to the Mambale, the main gush, and the glaive on everyone.
Don't those
Expire
lose their
now.
potency after?
They don't.
They
No.
don't. That's
Oh,
good.
nice.
That's good.
Yeah, chat so I can apply it to them.
Right, I got complete daily crafting for that first, and then I can actually have it in chat.
Mm-hmm.
How does this stuff interact with like versatile weapons?
I can't help but think about that one scene that I don't know where it's from, but the guy going, "One cut from this blade and you'll be dead," and then he proceeds to lick the blade.
Lick it, yeah.
I shouldn't have done that. That's all I can think about when I think about poison blades.
It should work with versatile weapons, and modular ones as well, as long as you slather on the
It doesn't-
part that is spicy.
So it doesn't work with bludgeoning weapons. Because
Yeah.
it's an injury. Just to get into
Unless
the
you, like-
bloodstream.
Cover a club with poison ivy.
You can't use contact poisons on weapons because the person holding it will get poisoned.
Makes sense.
Pain.
Either way, as you guys awaken to a new day, surviving your first encounter with the wildlife of this land, I'm going to move you back out to the world map.
Do you think the bandits will be weaker or stronger than the boars?
I've never heard of boar bandits before, so most likely weaker.
I too am leaning toward weaker, but we should still keep our guard up. Also, I do believe hero point time.
We start at 6:30, so 8:30 will be the hero point time.
Yeah.
So we should have had one.
But we started. Did we
before.
all start with 1 or with 0?
Start with 1, and you gain 1 every hour after that.
Right, a 7:30 hero point. So yes.
I haven't used any, I don't think. No, I haven't.
Yeah.
Should have 2 then, if you haven't used any.
Cool. I'll use them both on throw checks on parents.
Do not throw the dragon.
As you guys get back out into the overworld here, the road sort of bends to the north, but you don't have to follow the road. You could go along the plains here and see what there is to discover there.
You know what? That's a good idea. Then we can see how the scouting thing works.
Yeah.
We could just cut it straight across to the trading post. Might be a little faster. Maybe we can see what's going on.
Well, if we go to the north along the road, we can travel 4 in a day, and we'll be there by pretty much the end of the day. If we go through the wilderness, well, if we go bushwhacking, that's the actual term for this, going off trail, we will go much slower.
But we would get a good head start on scouting our new territory, would we not?
Do you want to find more boars?
At this point, I'm
Yeah.
prepared, so by all means, bring all of the boys in the world.
We need to clear them out ahead of time before we run into them later. There's a sliver of road in this one hex. Is that still a road hex or?
No, it's still going to the north like that.
Yeah. Okay.
I personally suggest we go off the roads and go the direct line to Oleg's trading post.
I really don't recommend it.
That would take significantly longer.
Would take half the day to sort of travel into the hex and half the day to reconnoiter it, to, explore it to see if there's anything there.
I think we should focus on the trading post. Explore later.
If anything happens, you can always just, immediately return back to the road and go straight to the trading post.
What's another day or 2?
I'm with trading post first, exploration afterward.
Yeah, let's at least make some allies before we get ourselves into more trouble.
I'm of the pit.
Oh, am I the tiebreaker?
I think you are.
Wonderful, wonderful. All the power in the world. Mine last. Let's go off road.
I'm feeding you to the boars.
It's as Gas stated, we can always go back on our decision at any time.
So, as you guys arrive here, make your way into the more slight hills and mostly like just empty, flat grasslands of the Rosslyn hinterlands here. The hills seem to start more to the south. But as you get here, sort of half the day, high noon here, let's get to the reconnoitering. I was going to ask who would like to take the lead on the perception check to reconnoiter a hex. Basically, one person takes the lead, everyone else can aid if they want to, though keep in mind aid checks can crit fail and reduce the main person's roll.
I would like to.
Alright,
And
Giraffe takes the lead.
Yarm's going to aid.
So it's gas.
So, is this public or blind?
This is blind. Most all perception checks except like initiative ones are blind.
So I can go ahead and roll, and then he can aid.
Aid checks are not blind though, since it's pretty
Oh.
easy to. So I can reveal that there, Yarm. That is
Okay.
a 7. So that's a crit fail because the DC for aid checks is always 20 because it represents you guys learning to, help each other in the future.
Can I just kind of put my hand on Yarm's face, push him back a bit, don't.
Yeah, I'm gives it another try using the.
It's even the exact same thing. So that's
Oh, wow.
I said no.
but
Kiba doesn't even try.
despite Yarm's pestering about maybe you should go this way, maybe you should go that way. No, that's the wrong way. Gaz, not being too distracting, but not really helpful as well. You're able to sort of reconnoiter the hex, go on to the highest points in this sort of very slight hilly sort of plains here. It's just open fields, endless expanses of these tall grasses. Sort of reminds you of home, Giraffe.
Ah, I miss this.
But because of what you rolled, I will tell you that across the way, in the next hex, miles in that direction, there seems to be the piping of some sort of smoke. It's rising into the air, like someone's campfire or something like that.
I think there's a camp to our west. And my guess is that those are bandits. Or it could be the bandits.
Why would
It makes
bandits
sense.
camp out in the middle of nowhere? Wouldn't they be further into the forest?
They'd want to stay near the roads, wouldn't they? Ambush travelers.
Hmm. Might also just be merchants on their way to the trading post, if you ask me. Should
Could
probably
be.
approach carefully, but we shouldn't strike
Approach
first.
stealthily.
Alright. But it's the end of the day. You guys do take your rest. For the purpose of it here, I want just 2 people to make their perception checks for the, watch of the night.
I shall.
I will also take a perception check.
Alright, each of you.
Wait, my items. Tracker scouts. Those are those are just survival check.
And I do my own roll as well on the back end. So, Gaz and Giraffe, you're both pretty keen during your night's sort of watch there. You're able to warn the party when what seems to be these large birds sort of circle around for the moment, but it seems like they're taking the moment to assess whether you're ambushable, and by the looks, Giraffe sort of like pointing at them or showing you guys them, and Yarm, or rather Gaz, keeping watch of them seems to scare them away. So you awaken bright and early in the fields here. Where to next?
I do have a question though. If I make a survival check to track, would the bonuses from the coyote cloak and the tracker's goggles stack?
Nope, because they are both item bonuses.
Well, the coyote cloak says it's an item bonus. The goggles just say it's a +1 bonus, so that's what confused me.
Let me look at them actually. Is
It
there
says a
usually
coyote.
I'm gonna get it for just 1 second while you're doing that. I'll be right back.
Sure.
Sorry.
It just calls it a bonus rather than an item bonus, so I want to see if they do stack before I make assumptions.
They, in general, all bonuses are typed in this game. So if something's untyped, that means to me that it's an error in somebody putting it into the game.
So they're both item bonuses. That would make
Yes.
sense.
Yeah,
Okay.
because they're both items. It's
I'm
just.
going to edit the description to reflect that.
Oh, this is a core rulebook thing. Did they not like catch this? That's weird.
I've been around it.
Funny if they stacked.
Yeah, the game doesn't allow for untyped bonuses, and people are talking about it. It's an item bonus. So, anyway, let's head on. I assume you guys are heading
They's
off.
still up.
Oh yeah, Thay is still away. Actually, right now we'll take a bit of a break here. So we will see you all in 3 minutes or so.
Very nice.
Thanks.
Can't believe my luck almost got me killed in the second session of the campaign.
Technically speaking, there was a 0% chance that you would die there.
If I die, I'm playing a sniper. I just. I have no idea. Well, I have some idea as to what I'd play, but I actually like the role I'm in the party as Giraffe.
This was a good lesson that you can't have enough frontliners, I think.
I'm back, by the way.
I'll come back.
Back.
Hey, Param, you should get armor proficiency.
No.
It's called Dracart, Metagen.
I already have armor.
Is
They're
it
called my
Kiba?
skills.
You're not even wearing pants. I don't think that counts. Hello?
You're not wearing pants either.
Listen.
Look, I don't need to wear pants. I'm free.
I wonder if you left the stream running.
I think he did. We're just talking. Hey, chat, what's going on?
Chat, don't listen. We're talking about some naughty business.
Pants are not naughty. Pants are just clothes. If pants were naughty, they wouldn't show.
Iba is proficient at crafting pants.
Giraffe is proficient in throwing dragons.
You've never thrown a dragon before. You're not proficient.
I can start. Come here.
Gas is proficient in getting crit.
Everybody's proficient in that.
+1 item bonus for DM to crit against you with a boar.
The boys having like a +10 is honestly kind of pretty bonkers. It's like
Brutal.
literally the same bonus as the bandit boss from the manor.
It's
Well,
hilarious
they-
though. Those boars are like accurate to how they are in real life. Perfect translation.
Aren't they like, buffed by mating season? Like, isn't there a circumstance bonus for that gave them that?
Circumstance bonus to being in mating season.
Circumstance bonus to penetration.
It's like the marriage spell in 5e.
Piercing
You get a
damage.
+1 bonus to AC since you just got married.
Hey guys, I'm back.
Welcome
I'm
back.
back.
You can check our discussion in post. I don't want to talk about it.
Nothing happened.
So, with that being said, you guys had awakened, and you have that smoky trail rising from the next text.
Can we approach and scout it stealthily?
Certainly could. Who will take the lead on that, and who will hang back?
I volunteer to hang back.
I too volunteer to hang back.
Well, I'm the
Yes, you
shaman.
are.
Someone else will have to be a scout.
Are none of us good at stealth?
I've got +5. Is that really the best we have?
I think so.
5 is
Oh,
good.
I was gonna say 5 is
I have a
actually-
-1.
My
Ah,
diplomacy and
Oh.
performance are 5.
I have a +1.
Well.
I'm the best at this, aren't I? Well, I suppose I'll just have to teach you all how to be stealthy. Now, watch and learn. This is a blind roll, right?
Yep. Diving into the grasses ahead of you.
So if he's rolling for the whole group, when do we use something like follow the leader?
No, he's not rolling for the whole group here. Follow the leader, or follow the expert, is only if somebody is an expert in it, so not yet.
Oh no.
What about follow the trained?
Follow the trained is something the thaumaturge with a regalia can use. They can do that,
Follow
but
the train.
you are not. But yeah, Yarm, as you sort of dive ahead of the group, they're, I assume, staying back. Otherwise, they would have to make checks as well.
Yeah.
you see ahead of you, sort of in the grasses here, pushing through one or two little copse of trees in the midst of this grassy plain. And amongst those trees seems to be a house. Someone's little cottage. The lights are on, smoke's rising from their chimney.
Fascinating. Yarm returns to the group with this information. It wasn't bandits at all, it seems. Whoever is leaving this smoke trail is looking for a more permanent stay.
Alice?
Ah,
Indeed.
Hey, that means we can collect taxes from them, right?
Let's not think about that quite yet.
Wait, what if there's bandits inside the house? Did you look inside?
you didn't, did you?
Well, if there were bandits inside the house and I tried to look inside, they'd notice the door opening, and that would be not very pretty for me.
Well, why don't you go say hi? See if we can maybe learn something from them if they are friendly.
I agree. This would be a good idea.
All right. As you guys head towards it, I'm going to move you guys over to a new scene.
It's a witch, isn't it?
Arriving here, you find yourselves looking at what it is a very quaint looking cottage in the middle of these trees. Some broken, maybe unused stone walls around, trees sort of up against them. Some sort of yard in the back that you can see into, maybe some plants growing in it. Otherwise, a door's ahead of you.
Looks quite homely, honestly.
Indeed. Well, let's drop by for a friendly visit.
Introduce ourselves as the new masters of this place, I guess.
Let's just start with getting information.
Hey, Parenth, you should lead.
Why?
I'm sure they want to see a dragon first.
I don't think that's a good idea. I will take the lead.
The bird has the friendliest face out of all of us. Let's have him.
Oh, a moment, if you will. Here, drink this.
Parenth
Yarm
is
uses,
hiding in the shade.
Yarm uses quick alchemy to make a silver tongue mutagen.
Oh, there better not be some kind of alcohol.
It's a mind-altering substance. If that makes you feel any better.
Should loosen your tongue a little. Better than alcohol does.
So I'll give away secrets?
Not in that way.
You don't seem the sort to keep secrets.
Well, I can certainly keep a secret. I just don't. I don't lie.
It's not in my inventory, right? Intonation.
Parents kind of stays a bit back, just to not be like the first thing somebody might see.
Giraffe is staying close to Parenth.
All right, Eva.
Uh, I think we were waiting on Yarm with some kind of a potion thing.
Yeah, you can click the icon of that item to throw it out the chat.
It's not in my inventory as an item. Even though I, apparently received one.
You're lagging because it's there on my end.
Oh.
I'll throw it out.
Alright, thank you.
Yeah, Silver Tongue mutagen. Certainly helpful with charismatic stuff, and even help you save yourself from blunders, though it makes you dumb.
Nice.
So,
Kiba trusts his friend.
Oh,
And drink the potion.
all right, add the effect to yourself.
Wait a minute. Choose one skill in which you're trained. For the duration, you become untrained in that skill.
Oh yeah, which skill are you now untrained in?
Let's see. Arcana, crafting, lore, occultism, society. Oh boy. Let me look at my list real quick. So it's got to be It's got to be crafting or society, or if it's lore, I could untrain my mercantile lore. I don't think I'll need that for this. Although, does that count? I guess it counts. It just feels like the easy way out.
It's the easy way out. Yeah, you can do that.
I do it.
Check
there
it
goes
out.
my mercantile lore temporarily.
Then you're
Yeah, the denizens are gonna ask about the market, about the economy, and depending on your answer, they might become hostile because they only want to hang out with merchants.
They ask about the
Love
stock
this.
market.
So, doors in front of you.
All right, in that case, I shall politely knock.
You knock. You hear something clatter to the floor. God damn it! Who's there? Who's out there? You hear stomping towards the door.
Hello there, we're a group of wandering travelers. We saw your chimney smoke and we wanted to introduce ourselves.
I didn't want any visitors. That's why I'm out here.
We're not quite visitors. We're more or less the new owners of this place, and we're looking to like get the lay of the land.
Owners of this. There are no owners in these lands. Who are you? You sort of like, you hear it come, or them come up to the door and sort of crack it open a bit. And you see this one-eyed, sort of eye-patched alchemist of a sort. You can see definitely into his place. Lots of herbalism and other stuff going on.
Please allow us to put your fears at rest. Actually, we are here in order to investigate a situation with bandits in the area. We're on our way to Oleg's trading post at the moment. However, we did want to make sure that the area was clear and safe.
Oh, I'm safe enough. Those bandits don't come by here. As long as they don't know I'm here, I'll be safe. No reason to walk out into the middle of nowhere. Why did you walk out here?
Investigation, to be perfectly honest.
Fine. Introduce yourselves. My name is Boken.
And my name is Kiba. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
You're adventuring types, aren't you? Perhaps you'd like to buy something. Come in.
Oh, well, what is it you have to offer?
Potions. Anything, of your caliber. Though some of my potions are too strong for you.
Of course.
Oh, no.
Of course.
I'd like to buy your most powerful potions.
Well, looks like someone has. Looks like someone has a little competition.
Well, are you going to be strangers or get inside?
Well, very well. Oh, gladly.
Oh, surprisingly accommodating.
More that I don't want you to carry your voices across the winds here. Lead more to
That's
us.
the point.
Oh yeah, we also have these two. Don't be surprised about them.
I'm not surprised anymore. I've seen plenty of Fae in these
Sure.
regions. But, you've come and you're the adventuring type. You said you own these lands, though. Why?
It's
He's not entirely right. We
were
are
given a slip of
exploring
paper
these
because we own it.
lands. I don't think we own this section. And
We're
owning
granted
is,
a charter.
isn't really a good term for all this.
You're settlers, then? Well, good luck with that.
Yes.
Not the first settlers I've met.
What happened
Oh,
to the
the-
other ones?
Did others try and fail?
Well, I bought my potions, and I never heard from them again.
I'm sure they're all fine.
It's most likely for the best that we met you then, so we can know not to settle too close to here if you want your solitude.
I wouldn't mind it, really. I just came out here to have some peace away from Brevoy. If you're going to settle these lands, one of you, looking at the kobold, seems to know their way around alchemy. You might be of importance to... don't stand in the fireplace, please.
Ah, so that's why he has black skin.
Well, that's what it is.
Sort of points to his eye. I had a brother around here, Camille. We used to live together further south, but he cut out my eye in a fit of his rage. Became fanatic, not a drunkard, but a imbiber of the more dangerous substances that you can find out here. But he saw his mother in my face, and he hated our mother. Does not rest her soul. He now lives in some sort of hollow tree down to the south, so if you ever see something like that, a large tree, hollowed out, not the old sycamore, mind you, that's a separate place, keep watch of him.
Do you think he'd see your mother in our faces too?
Probably. He's mad.
The poor fellow.
Well, it is a very surprisingly common combination with alchemy. Working too much with mercurial substances does that.
Certainly does. Certainly does. But I don't care what happens to him anymore, if he's still alive. I do care about something else you might be able to help me with, though.
Oh, and what would that be?
There are these thorny bushes that have berries on them. They're called fang berries for obvious reasons. There's a thicket to the south, along the river, I do believe. I'll give you a more precise look when you pull out your map there. But if you can find some fang berries for me, bring them back. I'll give you a lot of potions for free.
Should be easy enough. After all, it's just a bunch of berries. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, not like there's boars that feed on the berries or anything. No, no. Okay, actually, do tell us. Is there anything else we need to know? Like, any other danger than just the
Well,
thorns?
The thorns are dangerous. Any small creature that would make its home in a thicket like that, it is quite the thicket. You'll be picking your way through very slowly. Anything small and, well, dangerous like that, some sort of spider or centipedes. There are giant centipedes in this region too. I'd keep an eye out.
How big are we talking? Like the size of my hand?
Oh, well, the size of that dragon.
Oh, what?
Not that big.
It's pretty good.
I've been sightings of even bigger ones, though. They luckily like to stay subterranean.
So do not go underground. Got it.
Well, that's no good if you want to establish a warren around here.
There's one more thing that I would actually like to ask about, if that's all right.
Sure.
Do you happen to have any information about where bandits might be located, where their activities are? Any observations you might have made in the past?
I would say your best bet is along the rivers or in the forest. Though, I've not tracked them down, I just stay here, really. And in the surrounding lands, growing my own herbs and finding what I need. Sometimes going to Oleg's to buy some supplies there.
That is still very useful, and I imagine that if we gather further information and combine them, we will get some very good ideas.
Very well. By the way, do you want to buy any potions? Right now in stock I have 2 minor healing potions, 2 lesser healing potions, a moderate one, a lesser potion of fire resistance, and a lesser potion of cold resistance.
How much would the minor
Then-
healing potions be?
4 GP.
I think we should take that at the very least.
These are the sorts
Yeah,
that
good
retain their
idea.
magic come the next day, aren't they?
Oh
It's
yes.
called preservatives. Maybe
Yeah.
you should take some notes, Yarm.
They're not the quick ones. Yeah. Well, longer time to craft ones, so to say.
Oh, and as from one alchemist to another, might you have any unique innovations or formulae that you might be willing to part with?
But I might tell you after you gain those fang berries for me. They are part of an experiment.
Kiba, do you think you can fire this guy up a bit?
Yes, when we get the fangberries.
We should buy more than just a couple of the minor ones.
Oh, of course. I was merely suggesting that as a starting point. At the very least, we should buy the miners. They're extremely useful in emergencies, as we have seen.
I'm not afraid to admit that healing is not my field, per se.
So,
Yes.
what's with the boys in this place?
What?
The boys. We've had a
Oh, the
encounter with the
boars.
wildlife.
Yes, you should keep well away from those creatures.
Are you gonna share your latest? The last time you wet yourself as well. There's no need to share such embarrassing secrets with everyone you come across.
Well, you could have maybe known something about what is going on with the boys here. Maybe they're, I don't know, enchanted to be really, really cruel to people.
I'd imagine that without as many hunters in the region, there's been an influx of predators. Sort of gaining the traction because there's less hunters. Less hunters because there's bandits. Bandits because there was people coming through the region, now there aren't. And there's always the Fae. I would keep your eyes peeled when you went to the forests.
Fae.
Such as gremlins?
Gremlins, no. Though, I do recall something about gremlins more in the center of the green belt here. Fae, or tricksy Fae, you'll find in the woods.
They gone down there.
I'm gonna put you guys on the map so we can reference.
All right.
So, he notes that over in the forests here is probably where you'll find, bandits and fae, and maybe along the river as well, some dangers. He also does note that I am blanking on where these fangberries are, and I don't have them for some reason. I'm going to take a guess on my end and say that they are down here. That's where I last recall them. Sort of somewhere in these sort of brushy hills here. Though I will correct myself if that is not the case completely. But he gives you a general area of that direction. Yeah.
Alrighty, we were heading in about that direction anyways.
So, buying any potions, anything like that? What are you getting?
Probably the minors and the lessers.
The lessers are going to be more expensive. They are 12 GP apiece. So who's buying what?
Parents will buy one lesser, I guess.
Alrighty. Just do the exchange in your inventory there.
Alright.
Easy enough.
Yeah. Yarm's probably gonna buy a minor as well as a backup because elixir of life are kind of expensive as it turns out. If it's one regent every time.
Gaz is gonna restock the one he used in the fight from earlier.
He's only got 2 miners.
Oh, well, then I won't.
I'll be able to restock now that I know you're around, but it'll take some time. Once you return with those fang berries, I may even give you a discount or some for free. We'll discuss it.
Look forward to it. We'll be needing plenty of potions given how things have gone so far.
Well, you know where to find me.
We will surely be back.
I hope so. It'll be a change of pace around here. So, guys exit. It is quite late. I assume you guys take a quick rest here in this sort of copse of trees. It seems very safe.
I'm
Yeah,
all for it.
if he doesn't mind.
Oh, rest. That's fine. Just stay out of my herbs.
Of course.
So, to expedite things, since you're in a pretty safe location, no need for rests or perception checks tonight. You guys awaken a new day, so you can restore or change anything that you would be able to change on a daily preparation.
So these people that have wounds and whatnot, are these being removed when we long rest, or how does that work?
So those wounds go away if you rest at full health, which I think you guys are doing, so it should be fine. Otherwise, those can be dealt with a medicine check to treat wounds. Does anybody have medicine in this group?
I don't think so.
That's,
I considered taking it. Let me check.
Might be
As
able.
long as
I
I
do.
have,
I have medicine.
There you go.
and as long as I have the time
I
to
might take battle
put
medicine.
out various lay on hands, I can get people to full health. It just
I do
takes
have
10
medicine
minutes
as well.
for every 6 health.
Well, there you
Does
go.
anyone have a medicine kit though?
I may have
That is
a
true.
bring one.
You're going to a trading post soon, so no worries. I assume you guys are heading west here?
Yeah, might as well check the last square before we get to our trading post.
Alright, whoever's taking the
Actually-
lead, perception. Keepy, you said actually something else?
Oh yeah, well, about the berries. Well, if they're basically roughly south of where Boken lives and they're along the river, maybe somewhere around there. But
Corvus mentioned over here.
you're
No, over there
oh,
are the
okay,
fairies.
okay.
Oh,
Somewhere
those
in
are
there.
fairies? I thought those were
Down
the
here.
Fae were.
Down here is where he pointed out the finger is where.
Yeah, Fae and Fangberries. There's a lot to keep track of.
I gotta fix my notes.
Hmm. why I'm
Gus
there.
is gonna take the lead on the scouting, I guess, or the reconnaissance.
Sure.
Also, the more we look around, the more I feel like we got scammed with the charter.
As again, you're in these wide open plains, you don't see anything of note here. But you are getting closer to the trading post, as you can see the roads and even perhaps some of the little trees that shoot up from the north there.
The very least, this place has a whole lot of nothing.
I'm sure there's a lot more interesting down in the woods and over the hills.
Through the forest, over the hills. Yep. But yeah, as you guys take a rest here, nothing of note occurs in these fields to the north. But I will tell you, you'll probably find more down in the green belts. Just not up here. Sort of like a starter zone that doesn't really have much. Anyway, I assume you guys take the next day, or half day, to get to the Oleg's trading post.
Yep.
You bet.
Move you guys over there.
Oh, it's past 8:30, so we get our hero point.
That is true.
Yeah.
So I'm going to place down your token so you can see. There we are. These poisons would have gone away, but Yarm, would you just replace them, or?
Yeah, I would just replace them. I haven't bothered with quick alchemy, with advanced alchemy up new stuff. So.
Okay.
Yes. Trading post with ballistas.
Yeah, as you guys do approach this place, it's a pretty decently strange sight, as may have been a fort at one point, though looking at it, it's pretty beat up. It's not like those ballistas work or anything. Doesn't seem so, at least from this distance. They just look like they're there for show, really. Yeah, the post is in front of you.
Oh,
I'll
it's
take the front
big.
when we get the people.
Say what you will, but the bandits seem to have done a good number on this little fortress.
Well, that's what we're here for.
And as you
I wasn't
guys,
quite envisioning a fortification.
Not quite, perhaps, but on the inside it looks less like a fortification, more like a little trading post with 3 buildings to it, it seems. Many of them pretty well built. Wagons, outdoors area with some tables, and the quintessential couple's argument as well. As you guys approach inside, you see 2 figures. A man and a wife. The wife, blonde hair, blue eyes, blue bonnet. The man, sort of gruff but well sort of kept in his own right. Svetlana, I told you, we don't have the funds to even... Oh. He turns around to see you guys approach.
Giraffe has a really big, scary grin.
Well, at least you're not the bandits. Welcome to Oleg's trading post. I'm Oleg, this is my wife, Svetlana. She sort of nods. How do you do?
It's a pleasure. My name is Kiba. These are my companions. Yarm, Giraffe, Gaz, Parenth.
I heard tell of some more settlers coming into the region. You're them?
We are indeed.
Oh, well, I guess we'll take what we can get.
No,
There's been bandit trouble here of late. I'm sure you already know.
That is a very large part of why we are here indeed.
Big part of the itinerary.
Cleaning
Oh.
up is definitely, yeah, part of the itinerary.
Svetlana, why don't you get our guests some stew? They look like they've had some trouble. She sort of nods. I hope we can get to the bottom of this. I'm really tired of not having my ring. She sort of takes a quick glance back at him as he sort of annoyedly side-eyes her. I'm sorry, she's lost her ring, so she's been wanting some action on this now. One of the bandits took it.
A bandit took her ring.
Yes.
Right off her finger.
Well, they were going to chop it off, but I took it from her hand and handed it over before they could do so. She wouldn't part with it. She was more brave than I am. I wouldn't want to see her lose a finger for it.
Or a ring that would likely be, well, not worth it, I should say.
Perhaps
Was there
not.
anything particularly special about the ring?
It's a simple ring. It's our wedding band.
Oh.
Made of bronze, with a red little gem on the center. What we could afford. But enough of that.
Yes.
Sorry?
Is he wearing a wedding band as well?
He is not.
Oh, okay.
Is it just the 2 of you here, or is there anybody else?
It's just us. We don't hire anyone. Well, it's just us and Claptrap, the horse in the barn there. He points over to the left. But, yeah, it's been us for quite a while. We've never had too much trouble. Sometimes guard patrols would come by from Brevoy and deal with problems, but this time it's been too persistent. These bandits, too much trouble for us. We came out here to find some peace, but we only find, well, violence.
Unfortunately, there will be...
Even if it's just the 2 of you, I'm sure you can make it if you tried.
We've been making it. We've made it for a couple of years now. It's only been in the past 3 months, from their first visit, that many months ago, that we've been having these issues.
I have good news for you. Instead of you seeking peace, peace has found you because we're gonna, tame these lands.
And those bandits.
Well,
One thing at a time.
I'd be grateful if you could. I suppose the first step is to help me out with this. I can't help you if they're going to keep attacking and taking our things. Well, they don't attack. They come along and do their little tax collection thing. We've learned to have everything out for them. We don't want to be hurt by them, so We let them take what they will.
How often do they come around?
Every month or so. First day of it. Though, the most recent time well, we waylaid them for the moment. We blocked the doors. Svetlana has had enough, and I had a surge of courage as well. So they said they would come back in a few weeks. And I think that time has come. I've seen 1 or 2 bandits looking out from the bushes over yonder.
Then perhaps we should hole up here ourselves for a bit.
I believe you should. In fact, I believe pretty well that, judging by how many are approaching every so often to have a look at the place, they'll be coming in tomorrow. Probably tomorrow morning.
How many usually come?
Well, the first time it was 12, then it was 8, last time it was 6. I'm not sure who or how many will come this time, but they seem to get
Are they
more
getting
arrogant. Or bold, like you put it.
Or maybe they just don't think you're a threat anymore.
Perhaps
But
not
yes,
as well.
perhaps that's them being bold.
You see Svetlana come out with this big piping hot bowl of soup and stew, puts out plates or bowls for each of you. Must have been a long time coming here. Please, have what you can take. On us.
Oh, gladly. We're very grateful. Actually, we got a good look at those ballista on the way in. Are they functional?
Oh no. They are there for scare value. This used to be an old fort, but it was abandoned when we moved in. We left the walls and left the ballistae, but they don't work, by no means.
Say, would you
Would they
mind
work?
if I had to look at those ballista, just out of curiosity and perhaps preparation?
Sure, they've not worked for years, so you'll be dealing with a lot of rot.
That might make things difficult, considering just how much we'll have to replace, or if we have to replace anything at all. We'll see, I suppose.
Mhm.
We have a day to kill. We might as well see if there is anything we can do with that.
And we'll have to decide how to handle the problem as a whole. If the past visits are anything to go by, it seems like it won't be even nearly all of the bandits that will be showing up. So how will we plan to take out the rest of them?
Well, if we can get a ballista working, that would be amazing.
I'll probably make quick work of them, yes.
I wouldn't be so sure, as, well, may not be able to aim it at them from a distance. If you did, they'd just be scared off and would come back at a later time. Svetlana was talking about wanting to lure them into some sort of trap with some mercenaries we hired, but, well, you've come along. Perhaps we could do that here.
That's
Perhaps we could indeed.
What sort of trap are we talking?
Well, you see Svetlana come around with a wooden spoon in hand, sort of like braced as if she were using it to fight. We'd both stand out here with some of the remaining stuff that we have and act like we're about to give it over to them, and you all hide. Hide somewhere in the houses, under a barrel, something like that. And then when they're all inside, you spring it on them and you do your justice.
I do like the sound of that. So are you sure with going out like this and putting yourself out as bait, wouldn't they probably lunge for you first?
That's what I told her, but we've had enough of this. It doesn't matter if we die in a fight or starve. We're going to die either way if this is not dealt with. And I'd rather our best chances be us making ourselves bait for them. And for them, and to give you the best shot you have. Because if they don't see us inside, like they've seen us before waiting for them, they might not come in at all. And warn the others about you
Yes.
being here.
Do either of them look like combatants, really?
They're
Or are they like
commoners.
just like commoners? Okay. Another question: would a Dracard mutagen make them any less able to pull off this role as bait?
As long
Yes.
as
Like,
they're far enough away from us, as you guys spring your trap, we'll be fine. We'll run for the bushes as soon as that happens. They'll be having more trouble than us when they see you.
Well, you can keep our fingers crossed. But that still leaves the issue of all the other bandits that won't be coming on this visit. Shall we try to take one alive and have him lead us to their base?
That could be a good idea.
Or just try to get some information at least.
Oh, it's a dragon. Anyway,
Yes, he's our companion. He's a very wonderful dragon.
obligatory.
Parent is in the middle of like eating this stew.
It's like dunking half your muzzle into the stew, I guess, because you don't have hands to use a soup bowl.
Slop, 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 slop.
I assure you, he's quite civilized.
He's got goggles on, so I think so.
Exactly.
We haven't gotten him to wear pants yet, unfortunately.
Well, I've not seen a dragon wear. How would they wear pants? Would it be on both legs or? Anyway, we'll provide you with whatever we can spare at this point. We've not really bought any more stuff to sell because it's just going to go into the bandits' hands. But once you deal with this, we'll requisition lots of supplies for adventurers like you.
This is good. If we can keep up this sort of activity and succeed, then we may be able to win the advantage. Yes.
I think
By
this
making the
is a
place
good
much
plan.
safer for adventurers in general.
The very least will leave a very, very hard first impression on these bandits. Different wind is drawing up.
There was one angry, really angry woman coming along with a great sword, much larger than her on her back. I tried to get her to help us, but she was more keen on going into the forests and finding something big to fight.
Yeah, that sounds,
Oh, we know her.
that sounds like a Muriel, right?
She's a friend.
Perhaps you'll find her around there. Anyway, I got to get back to work. Svetlana, dear, if you want to show them around or anything like that, tell them about the place. I've got to tend to Clapjack. Make sure he's not too jittery for tomorrow. Very jittery horse. I'm not lagging, and I can actually pull him along, which I cannot. He is stuck. There he goes. But yeah, Tiad's inside. Svetlana sort of like curtsies a little bit. Why don't I show you around? Nice little trading post. Made it all ourselves.
Oh, I would love to.
Let's follow my husband into the stable there. Got room for 4 horses in here. You can see Claptrap there as you see Oleg start to brush the horse. It's a very jittery looking horse, like he said. A little bit lean on the side. You probably need to move your tokens inside to actually see. Oh, it doesn't work for the stream. I'll have to remember that. With roof tiles. I don't use them too often,
Oh my.
so I'll just delete it.
Oh, it's a whole draft horse.
Mm-hmm.
It's an entire horse. Though the token makes it look like it's just half a horse.
Yes, I am a stable hand. I was one when I was a kid. Don't really want to do that, but, well, a lot of hunters come along with their horses. If you bring your own horses, or perhaps I can requisition some horses to be brought from Brevoy from you, that might help you as well. But
You're
The
a
closest
Mudpit
thing we
parent.
have to a draft horse is Parent here. That's only because he has 4 legs.
I can also get you a wagon or any other vehicle like that gets sent over. For now, though, can't do so.
Wagon might help us transport whatever we come across in the future. So maybe that should be something on our priorities list.
Farewell. They could travel a lot faster at the very least. Svetlana sort of pulls you out. Oh, come along. You see, to the north here is what was our storage yard, but all of our stock has been pilfered, so nothing there. Back behind that, they are the middens. That's where we throw our compost. And down here, well, this will be where you're staying, I think. Bunkhouse. We rent it out to some hunters or other people who come along. You'll find it nice. We'll pull in an extra bed for you since there's only 4 here.
Oh, this'll do quite nicely.
It's okay. Draft can sleep on the floor.
I think it's you who could sleep on the floor.
We got plenty of hay in the plenty of room in the stables as well. If that's where you sleep, I won't judge.
Oh, I'm sure parents would love the stables. Wouldn't you?
And yeah, you'll find some ladders that lead up to the ramparts there. Just be careful of rotten woods. We don't really go up there for anything. But
For reference, how high up are the ramparts?
they are 10 feet up. Not too high.
Interesting.
The little spiky ends of the palisades go up to about like 12 feet, so they give a little bit extra room or cover for those behind them. And let me show you inside our home as well. It's a little shabby, but none too worse for wear. Most of these rooms, though, I must say, are private things, bedrooms and storage spaces in the back there, but you can see our dining room and desk sort of area here, the office space.
Oh, how delightful.
A nice place.
Yeah, so that gives you a little bit of the lay of the land, at least for your ambush. The front doors, the gates there, they are going to require some time to close, so if you want to keep them here, someone should be positioned behind there, close by.
Parent, you'd prefer to stay at range, wouldn't you?
Don't think the gates are particularly well for ranged people.
I mean, somebody will need to close those.
I'll do it. I'll just bunker up and maybe put my shield away later on.
If you need anything else, let me know. This will happen tomorrow morning, so we'll be ready for it then. And of course, feel free to sleep in the bunkhouses, free of charge. Those are the doors to the house. Gets on with her business. You guys have half a day since you only used half your movement to travel here. What else do you do?
Gaz is definitely gonna take a look at one of the ballistas.
Sure, crafting check there.
Oh,
I'll
goody.
come with you.
Use it to shoot anyone who runs.
Let's take a look at the.
I honestly considered the artillery expert archetype for this campaign.
It's one of those campaigns where it could, as opposed to never, find some use.
Blind roll or how would you like me to do this?
Since this is just like determining how useful it will be, this can be a public roll.
Alright.
Yeah, and also, if you guys right-click your tokens and change your elevation above 20 feet, that'll put you on top of overhead tiles.
Oh.
It's still technically 10 feet, though. It just
Nice.
is hard-coded into the system to be 20 feet going above the foreground tiles. Anyway, guys, as you're looking at it, and looking perhaps at some of the others as well, looking to see which parts are good, which aren't, at the very, very least, you could probably salvage enough parts and work overtime during the night, or actually, you have time during the day here too, so you wouldn't have to work overtime, to get it to shoot 1 bolt. So because of the structural integrity of it, it would probably fall apart and be destroyed after you shoot that 1 bolt.
Oh, good news is, I can make it fire one entire thing before it horribly falls apart and never to be used again. But
Will
Well,
this
that might
one
be one
shot
less
be
damage.
accurate?
It'll be decently accurate.
If it means one less bandit, then it'll be worth it.
Or we can shoot someone in the back as they run away.
Why do that when we could follow the person who runs?
Probably because as a bandit they're more fleet on foot is what I'm guessing. And they also know the area better than us.
So with that out of the way, you guys, everyone else, what do you guys do?
Well, I don't really know anything about ambushes myself, but perhaps I could give the same treatment to the other one.
Judging by the salvaging of parts from the other ones, it's probably only this one that could get it active.
Okay.
Like you're dealing
I'll
with.
have to strip the other ballista for poison, unfortunately. But maybe once we get the replacements, maybe I can reassemble it. Who knows?
Certainly good. But yeah, nobody else is doing anything. I assume you guys go and take your rest while the Gaz is just repairing this.
I'm trying to
It's
think
nice,
of
yeah.
like some other traps I might be able to set up, and I'm just kind of racking my brain to figure out like what else we could do.
I do have an idea, but I feel like it also could backfire horribly. Because
It's-
Gaz is holding onto a bunch of bottles of oil. If you maybe spread them around the gates and toss like a fire spell at them, maybe we can make something with that.
If they see that coming in here, though, they're gonna see something's up. So somebody would have to throw those while we're dealing with the bandits.
You can maybe just hide them in a barrel or something.
Depends if you have the oil.
Yeah, just for the record, I have 4 of those.
Pint of oil. Yeah, it does do a 5-foot square, so you could do some sort of on the gates or wherever you want to do it.
How does the roof of the barn look? Does it look pretty stable? Like, would it be easy to get up there?
Well, the roof of the stable looks pretty stable. Yeah, it seems fine.
I'm thinking perhaps I could hide up on one of the roofs myself and simply jump down when it's time to fight.
We'll note jumping off of a 10-foot tall roof does incur falling damage unless you have like catfall or something like that.
Yeah, I don't take fall damage.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
oh
Cap.
right, you're a bird.
I just
yeah.
don't. I just don't.
All bones.
We would need someone to man the ballista. Considering the only way up would be the ladder, maybe someone who would prefer to stay at range.
Out of range, you mean?
Whatever you mean. Whatever. You know what I mean.
Well, if you're closing the gate, shouldn't you be over there? Or at least close to the gate?
Would Gaz be able to like reach and like close the gate from up here?
No, you would have to be on the floor.
It is somewhat out of reach for me to close.
Who has the lowest AC out of all of us again? It was Parent and someone else.
Probably you.
Probably, yeah.
I'm at 18.
I'm 17.
Okay,
19.
Parent and Gaz then. I've got some potions here I'm gonna be feeding to you all once the ambush starts. But once that's done, I can mount the ballista.
As the day wanes, you guys sort of go around checking things, seeing what will be good, what won't be for this, and I think you guys have some working theories going on. You'll have enough time in the morning to really just finalize what you've set up. So let's say you've taken your rest. It is bright and early in the next morning. any preparations that would take a while have been done, including the ballista. However, I do need a crafting check for that, as the first roll was recall knowledge, sort of figuring out if it's possible. This one is that sort of 8 hours that you're really working to make it work.
Can I aid you?
Good.
And I aid him with the crafting check.
Certainly good as well.
Right.
So an aid check is always 20. Is that correct? That's a
Always DC 20. Represents you guys learning how to work together.
And to do it, I just roll the skill.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Yarm actually helps. +1 to Gaz to 16. However, multiple aid checks, they're possible, but only one will apply because it's a circumstance bonus.
Oh.
So it's still useful for people to try, though it just won't stack.
I think you got this.
Alright, so Gaz, it takes you a while, but I actually did set this DC at 16 for this. It was going to be a pretty difficult work, but you get it working, and that'll be 1 ballista ready to fire. It does take 2 actions to aim and 2 actions to fire, since you already have a bolt ready. So it's a 2-man team to get it off in 1 round, or 1-man team if you want to get it off in 2 rounds.
I'm honestly surprised how much you know about this. I'm not good with siege machinery, but
They're just like the human body. Very easy to destroy if you know exactly where you're looking.
Gas takes a step away from Jarm.
But yeah, it is the next day. As you finish that up and get your rest, Parent, was there anything you wanted to do? I know you were racking your brain.
Not that would make it really obvious that there's something going on. No.
Okay. So, positions. You see Oleg and Svetlana come out with some boxes. They're probably empty, but they have them out. Get ready.
Going by the rooftops, what would appear to be the most likely rooftop to be able to use and not be spotted?
Probably the stables, since these are your standard sort of like tilted roofs, you know, the pointed roofs. On the left side of the stables here, you'd be able to hide behind.
I may require some aid since I seem to be stuck in a wall right now.
Oh yeah, there's walls unless you go to a ladder. Or wait, where do you go?
I'm like down below.
Oh, wait, what the hell? There you are. All right. Okay. So, Kiba, for the purposes of this as well, I'm gonna just delete the walls around this place
Awesome.
so that you can easily see because you're up on top of the stables there.
Yarm hands Thay and Gaz their little sippy cups of Drakeheart mutagen ahead of time.
And Giraffe, haven't heard from you.
I'm going to be standing over here.
Just standing there.
Just weapons drawn. Ready to fight.
Okay.
He's going to like hush towards Giraffe. Psst. Shouldn't you like be waiting in the bunkhouse so they don't see you immediately?
I guess that's a good idea.
I think I got my angle of attack here.
All right.
Strap just standing in the middle of the place. Am I okay to hide in here? Like, how high is this fence?
It's a little fence, and it's pretty like well blocked off by the little gate there. Yeah, you can hide pretty well behind it.
Gaz would try to like hide in the bush like down here if possible.
Okay.
Wait,
Yarm keeps in the stable.
All right.
Potions are at the ready.
Sure thing. For the purpose of it, though, the door is closed unless you guys leave it open.
It's fine to leave it ajar, right?
Yeah, ajar, and you can
Actually,
slip out probably.
Fine.
And Giraffe, you're easy enough there. I think everyone's ready. So, you guys wait in these positions for what would be 10, 15, 20 minutes before you hear a voice call out at the trading post here. Oi, Oleg! I see you got our stuff. Good. We've been expecting you to turn around after your previous little shenanigans. Good that you did. But I think that's... you deserve a little bit of, shall we say, punishment for that little thing you did? Oleg sort of responds. All we did was panic, forget our dues to the Stag Lord. We haven't this time. Here. Sort of pushes out ahead of him the crate. This guy is sort of wielding a bow and other things. Or, well, in leather armor, more like a hunter, this guy. Seems to be the leader of these. And everything's there, Haps. Everything. You don't have to check. Haps sort of like responds with a grin. Don't I? I think I do. Sort of peeks underneath. Things are progressing. What do you guys do? Actually.
Guess we'll try to sneak on over closer towards the gate without being caught, hopefully.
Okay, roll me a stealth check there, Gaz. And for the purpose of it, since you're all avoiding notice, stealth will be your initiative values. You had to roll your stealth first.
All right.
Public or blind roll?
This can be blind because it's stealth.
Alrighty.
Are we all rolling stealth for initiative right now?
Not right now.
Not yet.
Not right now.
Gaz is stealthing along underneath sort of the scrabbly underway of the floorboards here. And you actually get over there without any of them noticing. You're right at the door.
How close am I?
You're pretty close and nobody's noticing you. You feel like you could actually get pretty close, like more close. Close as the doors.
We didn't agree on a sign. Gaz is just gonna slam the gate shut, hopefully alerting the others.
Alright, using those hydraulic arms on your
Nice.
back, just slamming them shut
That's
as the
perfect.
iron squeal against the wooden sort of gate there. They all sort of turn around, each of these bandits who, as you're getting a look at their faces, don't look that old. Probably like in their early 20s, maybe even less than that. A lot of kids, but the leader seems a little bit older, 30s. Oh. What's this then? A little kobold with...
Suckers.
Oh,
I
what?
mean, as soon as we heard the slam, I mean,
Initiative.
we're mobilizing.
And we're using stealth. Do we have to use stealth?
Have to use stealth because you were avoiding notice for this combat.
I got this, guys. I got this.
Gaz is just grinning badly at them as he
that's not
steadies
too
his
bad.
shield in front of him to prepare for the assault he's ejected himself to.
God damn it, Oleg. I thought we had a deal. Now we just have to kill you. You and your wife. Sort of raises that bow. The other is sort of raising these sort of like knife-like machetes, daggers really. Gonna roll their initiatives as well. Like quite a few of them, but a lot of them pretty looking. However, we start this combat with Yarm. Yarm, how do you proceed?
Yarm starts off with 2 potions, 2 Juggernaut mutagens in his hands, but he delays for now.
Sure. Delaying there. 2 Juggernauts in hand. Gaz, as you slam those doors shut, it sort of give you some invigoration there. You can proceed as well.
First things first, I will raise my shield.
Raising your shield up. Or rather, one of your arms, as one of the arms on your contraption will be in this defensive stance. Since that's the case, you're not two-handing it, so remember that as well.
Yes. I am not two-handing it. Don't worry, I already changed that.
Yeah.
he is going to attempt to overdrive.
All right. Pulling back the gears, something chugs along in your backpack there. That core at the top starting to spin and gyrate. That'll be a success as your suit of breaker arms is overdrived. What action?
And lastly, he is going to move and put his back to the wall if that's possible.
Sure. Rushing up there, sort of against the cart and the wall, not giving them a good chance to flank. That'll be their or your turn. We do go to them. This guy, they didn't have they didn't have their weapons out. They're going to spend one action to draw their short bow, second action to walk towards the gate. Boss, they locked us in, but it's only this kobold, so I'll shoot it. It's gonna try to sling off a shot at the kobold and actually hit, surprisingly. Guys, you take 3 damage. It plinks off of your armor, not too hurtful. That'll be their turn. This guy here draws his dagger. I'll check around. We can deal with them later, they're no threat. And they're gonna start... I'm gonna roll 1d4 for the cardinal direction he checks around. So north is 1, east is 2, south is 3. Well, see if someone's behind the building here. Oh shit, nobody's here. So he's going to then draw a short bow. More of an excuse for him to get back from the front there. Parenth, your turn.
Is it an action to like open a door?
Yes. Since you were hiding behind it there.
All right. Well, first and foremost, Parents is gonna drink that potion or the mutagen that Yikes gave.
Okay.
Are you able to link that in chat so I can apply it?
Oh, of course. Yes, you haven't drank yours. I'm so heartbroken.
Actually, calling me. I'm sorry.
Good grief! I removed from my inventory from.
Press
Looks like I'm.
Control space and quickly search it up, and then drag it into your inventory.
Right here.
You can always just press the free crafting button too, just to get it through.
Yep. Alright. Just... I'm really sorry about this.
No problem. Alchemists are quite the beast to handle, so... Which potion is it?
Dracard Mugen Lesser.
Alright, there we are. I got it out.
And, yeah, there we are.
Effect Dracart to you, parent. You feel yourself, well, a little bit closer to your kin now that your scales harden. What do you do?
This action economy is not great. He is going to... Let's see. Honestly, he is just going to open the door, and he's going to shield himself as he makes an appearance.
Alright. Very least preparing yourself for next time in this ambush here. Now we go to this guy here who does notice Gaz there and will draw their dagger, come over here, and strike. This will miss because you have that sort of deflecting shield in one of your arms raised. No effect as it glances off of it. God, what the hell is this thing anyway? I didn't know kobolds were like this. That'll be his turn.
What's that supposed to mean?
Giraffe.
Okay. He's gonna stride.
Hmm.
Oh, are you... That was my one stride.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to do another stride.
That's why every little bit of land speed and other stuff matters a lot.
Anyways, I'm going to stride a bit closer and make a single strike against this poor fellow. 'Cause
Mr.
he's needed.
Haps.
Mr. Haps.
Really, Haps Biden, but
He's a Biden.
this kind of Biden. So go for the strike.
That Biden.
Oh
Good to
man, would you
differentiate
like?
that.
Hey Giraffe, would you like to move on to the other side of him, so that I don't have to risk an attack of opportunity to give you a potion?
There's a small chance they do have an attack opportunity, but most creatures don't.
I'm going to risk that. Is 29 a crit?
Yes, that is certainly a crit as you rush up with a Membele poisoned in hand.
Surprise!
A no! Roll your crit. Deadly D8 Membele, 15 points of damage. You slash straight into his side as you're sort of going around him there. He's going to roll his fortitude save as well for that venom, but he held up pretty decently against your strike, but not so against the venom. He fails. He takes that initial 5 poison damage there, and is also going to continue to take it at this point in the round.
Right. Is that Giraffe's turn?
That is.
Yarm is going to re-enter initiative here.
Gotcha. So, delayed until before or after Giraffe.
Alright, Yarm is going to, Yarm, peeking through the door and watching the action, Yarm is finally going to rush out by taking a stride first.
Mm-hmm.
He makes it to here in one stride and feeds the, let's see, the
Dracart?
Juggernaut mutagen
The Juggernaut.
Giving me.
to Giraffe.
Alright.
Drink this.
Steroids in.
Oh, I see why you waited on this.
You're the reckless sort. You don't really need this.
We'll
Yarm
do
is
it
also
that way.
going. Yarm is also going to use his hand, pull out a ball of lightning with his now freed hand, whilst the other one still holds onto the other Juggernaut mutagen. And that's it
Okay.
for his turn.
So, with that in hand, Giraffe, revitalized and emboldened by this Juggernaut mutagen, sort of making your muscles a little bit bigger there. We're going to go to this guy here, who is going to sort of pile into the corner here, sort of cornering Gaz. And we'll make a strike. It's third action because they were drawing their weapons, were prepared for an ambush. Though that is a miss for them. As they try to strike in, deflected off your shield once more. And we go to this guy. What the? I'll kill the thing. I don't know what that is. Goes for Giraffe. Dagger drawn. Attacking 19 on the dice. He will hit. But not a crit. These guys aren't too powerful. This is 4 damage, all sort of absorbed by that temper HP.
Reduce me to 1 temp HP.
Oh, I
How do I
forgot.
change that on the token?
So all you do is right-click your token, click into the green box, -4, enter. That'll do it automatically against your temp.
Oh, cool.
Also, I don't know why I'm doing blind. I just forget to, because I changed from control for my push to talk for the reason to allow things to be public, because it's hard-coded to be blind when I have control. But anyway, Biden, Haps. Damn, you hit too hard. But I've hunted things like you before.
Hey, I'd like to make an opportunity attack.
Okay. He did not know that you have attacks opportunity.
Mistake. This one doesn't have poison. So
But it's
20
still a hit. Roll the damage.
total damage.
As he tries to get away, you slice back at him. 10 damage is enough to immediately have him falling to the ground, dead at that point, as he was quickly dealt with.
Wow. He went down fast. And Giraffe just kind of tilts his head back and looks at the bandit behind him.
There's still lots more of us. Eba, maybe you can change that.
I can absolutely change that. All right, well,
Up here on the roof.
15 gets me up here to continue offward. Offward?
That's a word, I think.
Will that... So I basically will fall down 10 feet at this point. Will that cost any extra movement, or is it just part of the move?
Part of the move to just like literally walk off. And yeah, you could continue the movement, but I don't think you have any more to continue with.
I have 25 feet.
You do? It
Wait.
only shows 20 for you right now.
Hold on, maybe I do have 20. Oh, you know what? No, the base is 25, isn't it?
Base is 25, reduced by 5
Right.
because you're half plate.
Base is 25. I was... Yeah, I'm still on 30. My bad. Base
Oh, he
25.
doesn't
Yeah,
need
this
it,
is
though. He has
perfect.
reach for the glaive.
Yeah, this is good
Mhm.
enough. I go for the slash then. I don't need to
Alright.
take a double move. Love it.
Gracefully floating down, your form much less, well, heavy than most. Your muscles can certainly pack a punch anyway. Let's see.
Oh yeah. Glaive comes swinging in right as I drop.
Mm-hmm. Bit of a Sephiroth drop, maybe.
Yes, that is totally the image I
Totally-
want to convey.
Totally Kiba, yeah.
Kind of move that can only be countered by Mario Bros.
That doesn't look good.
You
Can't.
have to look good when you're doing a move like that.
Does that count as flanking or no?
It does actually.
Oh.
According to the according to my side of things, it calculates that as a flank, so I'm going with it.
Noise. Is it good enough?
Can't tell you before you use a hero point. Before you know the result of the roll, you have to use hero points.
Oh no.
But luckily,
Oh boy.
I
Is
allow.
that good enough?
It's not good enough, but luckily I allow you to take the higher roll of a hero points duo. So the 13 did actually hit with a flank,
Okay.
but you certainly had a high chance of critting if you didn't roll one.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I am very grateful. Yes. All right. Let's see the damage. Right.
Oh yeah, slashing down with that. The venom's not going to be used as they fall dead very
Oh.
quickly.
There, it
Oh,
was
it's
free.
Like,
Classic.
like paper.
Inexperienced young bandits here. Looks like they almost don't want to be here, but as you slash them down, they were doing an evil act. You don't feel too bad, really.
Is there a range on demoralize?
30 feet, generally.
30. Are any of these guys in 30? Wait,
Oh,
no,
that's
no, no. I'm not
turn
gonna bother.
fast.
I'll just move.
Sure. Getting into a better position.
This one.
That would have been too far of a movement there. You can, yeah, because that's 30 feet. You only have 20, so it'd be like there.
I remember when we had this discussion a couple, like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah,
I was literally just playing D&D 5th edition like this afternoon.
yeah. So it's probably yeah.
Please
it makes it-
understand. Thank you
Mhm.
very much for bearing with me.
Gaz, a little bit cornered, but that's never stopped you. What do you do?
Guy sort of lowers his shields to like grin cockily at the people like sieging him down basically at this point. He's going to immediately just try to demoralize them. Now what's that? You think you can land more than one blow on me like that? He's gonna target the one to the south of him actually.
Okay, demoralize. Combination of 3. They don't look too tough, but looking down at you, sort of stumbling through your words there, they're not too frightened.
He's going to go back to hiding behind his shield, so they shield again.
Mhm.
And lastly, he is going to put some force behind his words and deliver an uppercut towards the person below him.
Sure.
Or you can.
Dislocate his jaw.
That is a hit. Roll the damage. It sort of like punches up, sort of expounded with the hydraulics there. They're barely hanging on with a 7 there.
And that's my turn.
Okay. Oh, we go to this guy here. Oh, shit, I gotta get out of here. He's going to go up to the door and start pulling it open there. It will take the remainder of his turn, but actually it requires one more since it's 3 actions to fully close it and 3 actions to fully open it. He had to move to get close enough. His ally will have to help, which they do. He also rushes up, uses that second action he has to open it, and since his movement was interrupted so long, he only has 1 action to run. Goes here. Actually here, because he had, yeah. As they are starting to run out of the gate there. Oh, I didn't open it. There we go. We go to Parent. You see them going.
Person's really far away. So I have to zoom out to measure distance.
You can always measure distance by dragging your token, because I have token drag. So you can see how far and how many strides you would be able to take as well as part of dragging your token. And if you want to not actually take that move, you can just drag your token back to where it was to begin with. So like this, for example. For Kipa, you see the blue, the yellow, and then the purple. Those are different stride actions.
Alright, well, he's definitely going to start with a stride. Wait, what button again? I'm very sorry.
You can just drag your token, like it'll show.
I was in the measuring tool.
Yeah. Almost no reason to use measuring tool, actually. Now that you can just drag your token and test it that way. But anyway.
He will stride out of this enclosure.
Hmm?
Let me check this range on his spell really quick. 1 second.
Pretty far.
You casting grease.
I was thinking about it, but he's going to try to catch this guy that's running away.
I was thinking of running up and tripping him.
2 action magic missile. You could have cast it from where you were. If you wanted to and get all 3.
Would I have had sight though from back there?
You would have. And they are unerring missiles.
Alright, well I guess I'm going to shoot 3.
Okay. So, 5 on the first. 2 on the second. Good thing you're rolling 3 of these, as the third, as each of these just careen across the battlefield here and zip through the barely opened gates there. They slam into the back of this guy, 1, 2, 3, and with the patterings of the magic against him, burning his form, he is knocked to the ground, dead.
Don't let that other one get away!
I've got him.
You get this guy here. Ow, that hurts. He's sort of holding a bloody nose there. He's going to also try to run. These guys have no reason to be here after their leader died. So, runs that way, runs there, and we'll start running down the road here. We'll see if you guys can catch up to them. Giraffe.
Ho ho ho. I'm going to use a single stride, 25 feet. Get down to this guy. Then, I'm going to use my Mumbale to trip.
Sure.
So that's an athletics check, right?
Yep.
Does the does the +1 add to this?
It
Or
does.
not?
That's part of the reason that it's really good to have a trait like that on a weapon, because it adds the +1 from the weapon as well.
So I add a +1 circumstance bonus to the roll?
You can. But if it's faster, you can just always roll it. I know that you have that +1.
It's just one button to click add, so I think I'll do
there we go.
that.
2 on the
Are
dice.
you serious? It almost got a 20.
To try to trip them, they're pretty reflexive, these guys. They're able to avoid it. You also have hero points, and we're at the end of the session. If you
I'm
don't...
gonna use that. Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't use them, you lose them for the next time. Yeah, go for it. Right-click the chat box there. It'll do it. Alright,
Oh,
let's
that's
see.
cool. That's not bad.
12. Much better. 20 against them is going to end up in them being tripped. And anything
And
else?
then, can I use my last action to just grapple them?
You can, though multiple maneuvers, since they're all attack traded, are affected by and affect multiple attack penalties. So this would be at -5, this athletics check to grab.
Athletic check -5.
Would also be dropping your main gauche because you would have to be grabbing with one free hand.
Yeah, I'll drop it.
Go for it.
So athletics.
Yeah, you
I'm
can just
gonna
roll it and I'll
roll
mess
it.
with
Well, at -5. Okay.
In general, if it's taking too long for anything, we can always just do it with our heads instead of the machine. But 10,
Am I allowed to use multiple hero points in a turn?
you absolutely are.
Then I will.
There's not multiples on the same dice roll, but man, your rolls have not been great here. As you try to grab down at them, they just sort of kick back up at you, pushing you back, preventing that grapple. Be the end of your turn. Yarm, you see them running.
What exactly is the range on the ballista?
Plenty far for the purposes of here. Plenty far.
Okay, so no matter how far they run, as long as we can get to it as ASAP, it'll be like they're gonna be in range.
They will, and because of Ballista Bolt not being an attack roll, but being a reflex save they have to make, to sort of dodge out of the way, as long as they don't crit fail, they're going to probably be killed by it. Because
Alright,
damage
in
dice
that
is
case-
like 2d12 plus 8, if I remember correctly.
Yarm takes one stride up to here, another stride to get up onto here. Climbing this is another 10 feet, right? Or is it 20 because there's no climb speed?
Since ladders give you a climb speed, it just adds to your stride.
All right, so oh man, I'm gonna finish this stride in the middle of this ladder. It's gonna be weird.
Yeah, sort of. Well, it's you know, the time it takes 6 seconds rushing around the cart up the ladder a little bit. That'll be the end of your turn, I think.
I've
right?
used 2 strides.
Oh, it's only strides, or 2 rather. What's the third?
Yeah. Well, he's gonna drop his potions on the ground so they can have his hands to climb the
Sure.
rest of the way up. And one last stride, and I think that should get me to the ballista. Where
Mhm.
I have no idea where exactly which square I'm manning this ballista from.
As long as you're adjacent.
All right. Oh, I'm still on the bottom.
Yeah, there we go. Got you some. I don't have like a module that increases your height. I just did it.
Although if the kobold is high.
Okay.
But you're up there. You're
Alright.
prepared to use it. We go to this guy here. Also going to run. This is now a race to get these guys before they're able to
Hey!
flee.
He moved within my range. Is that an opportunity attack?
Certainly is. You're blocking the way.
Can an opportunity attack be a grapple or a trip?
Cannot.
No.
It cannot, so it has to be attack. Okay, I'm good with that. I still have my Mumbale in hand, but not my main gosh. So I'm gonna strike.
Gas is like gonna shout as the other guy like makes his escape. Keep in mind that we wanted to capture one of them for questioning.
Oh, I've got one down right here.
Okay, go for the strike. Well, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Murder.
Roll your crit.
Poor fellow.
Hmm.
As he's running past, you just sort of flip your blade
Slice him in
up and
half.
yeah, essentially, as he's clotheslined by your Mambele there.
He walked right into it. I don't know what you guys are talking about. He walked right into it.
So as he falls, that's his turn. Kiba, is there anything you're doing to try and catch up or help with avoiding these guys' escape?
What's the status of this guy that's with Giraffe?
Just prone, nothing else.
Remember that you can make non-lethal attacks at -2 to your attack roll.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna try to do. Non-lethal.
Go for it.
You're probably better at it than me.
Just imagine Kiba like grabbing his glaive backwards and smack him over the head with the wooden stick.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's see.
The metal end of the other end of the glaive here. So flat end. Right to the forehead. Let's see. This is still a hit because they are flat-footed from being prone.
Whoa! Wow. Okay.
Good
All right,
thing the poison
non-lethal
rubbed off.
damage.
8 is exactly these guys' HP. They are down to 0 and knocked out. Straight shot to the noggin. Now that leaves only one
Is
more.
it supposed to be showing bone?
What do you mean, bone? You mean the skull?
He has a skull on him since he
Skull.
dropped to 0.
Oh, yeah.
It's fine.
But, for the purposes of the rest of this combat, Gaz, is there anything you can do to catch up to them around here? Let's see. Or do you go to the
You
ballista?
have 2 movement actions. They don't know how far they are. Let's see. That's 1. Could be 2. No, I'm not catching up to them.
Fortunately not.
Any help up here then?
Wouldn't really know that until he got outside at the very least.
Yeah.
But, for the purposes of it, Parenth, is there anything at long range you have that you would like to use, or...
Yes, parents can do things.
Hmm?
First and foremost, I'm giving myself quickened for an extra stride.
Oh, when did you get this?
This is from my background.
Oh. Oh, wow. That's a...
Interesting background.
Don't
No,
worry
no,
about
no. Yeah, it's one I agreed to. So I just forgot that this was what you get once per day quickened. It's not that huge.
it. If you want, I can not have it. It's
No,
up
no,
to
no.
you.
It's good because it's only a stride action you can take with it.
Correct.
So that's the good part.
All right, so he is going to take 3 strides to get up on top of the wall.
Okay. Very quickly getting your way over there, just racing across. And you can see them down there.
How far away are they?
They are from you about 40 feet.
You know, the really unfortunate thing is I just changed out my cantrip that had a longer range on it.
Oh,
So this is one of those campaigns where longer ranges are better, or at least useful.
That's why my backup character is going to be a sniper.
You know what I can cast though?
Crossbow.
nice.
Use 3 actions to get up here. That is a 2-action spell.
You are correct. I'm sorry, I got a little too excited.
It's his favorite spell. He's a greasy
Can you help
dragon.
with the ballista?
Fish oil.
Yeah, Parenth is gonna next turn be able to help. He has 1 more stride with the quickened action,
Yeah.
so he'll just prepare to help Charm next turn.
Okay, so for the purpose of it, they have gotten enough distance that racing after them, you guys don't have like a better movement speed than them. So it's up to the ballista to deal with them. With them running down the road to the west here, you do have a clear shot, you two, so I assume both your next 6 seconds involve preparing and making this shot. And with that being
Yes.
said, they're going to roll a reflex save as I assume you guys fire.
Can we make a non-lethal ballista shot?
I don't think that's probably gonna happen.
Use hero points on the ballista.
Just aim for his ankle.
They have a very poor chance of surviving this. By the way, a ballista has a range of 120 feet. That's the range increment, so it can shoot further than that. It also has 4d12 piercing damage, single target DC 19 reflex save. So,
The very definition of overkill.
let's
What a
see if they
beauty.
can pass this DC. They critically fail, so
Oh.
one of you roll me 4d12, he'll take double that.
Go for it, Charm.
That's a
Go for
crit
it.
fail.
It is. It's 10 below the actual DC, and that's a pretty good roll. He takes a total of what would be 46. Or wait, no, 56 damage there, as
56.
Sparks joy.
he had 1 health left. He had 8 health total. I think he's obliterated as it just goes straight through him.
It's hard to
He died
identify him
7
as
times
a bandit
over.
anymore. There's nothing left.
As he is
Takes
killed,
a-
preventing him from warning the other bandits about you at the very least. That is the end of that combat.
What an ending.
And that is the end of our session tonight as well, as we're past 9:30. However,
Oh,
I would-
sweet. We get a new hero point. J/K.
I would like to say as well, from helping Oleg and them, meeting Boken, and dealing with this, you guys have enough experience to get to level 2.
All right.
Yay!
So, we can do a lot of that off screen or off stream. For now, that's the end of our stream today. As always, it's been Kobold DM. I have my YouTube channel. I'm getting back into it. You'll find this if you want to see the rest of this video on there. It also stays on Twitch for a week as well. I think actually more of it because I have something, I don't know. Either way. And one more thing, one more announcement. I do have my maps for Kingmaker out on my Patreon now. Patreon.com/KoboldDM. 30 maps. Half of them are free because they're remakes and I can't sell remakes. This is one of those free maps, Oleg's Trading Post. So, if you like these maps that I've created and put a lot of time into, I hope you get some. Anyway, I see some other streamers in this group as well.
Neldonak? You should check out Kobold DM. He's the best Kobold YouTuber I know. I mean, a good part of that is I don't do YouTube, but he's still really good.
Well, it's not a hard race to be the best Kobold DM or Kobold YouTuber, but that's neither here nor there. Keep.
Oh, yeah. I'm Chris Kobold, and I have a tendency to stream Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. I like to do adventure games, indie games, and Metroidvanias a lot. Here, let me post a thing in chat.
Sure.
And there we go. That's me. Come stop by sometime.
Anybody else want to talk about anything? Parenth, Jarm, guys?
I got nothing.
Okay.
That
Not
felt
really.
really good at the end, cutting that bandit in half.
Oh yeah.
It's
Boars.
a young fella who doesn't want to be there.
Yeah,
Sashimi.
they were like,
Bandit sashimi.
I liked having an opportunity to jump off a roof. My choices mattered.
You should do that more often.
I liked seeing a ballistic crit roll. That was beautiful.
Ballista crit. You should fix that ballista for more encounters. We can bring it with us.
it's fallen apart now as the ballista sort of twanged back from the shot. It just sort of like whipped one of the pieces of the bar of the ballista down onto the ground, and the rest of it's shattered. It's broken as shit after you shot that,
I'm
but
sure Gaz and Jarm can figure out how to make a new one.
with the right parts. But yeah, that's the end of our stream. I'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.